Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie. A well-organized lie. Defeats a disorganized truth. Every time. Woo-hoo-wee, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's God killing the house. Street the hard way, man. Man, I got the street Sufi on here, man. What's good and Gozy? What it do? What it do? What it do? What's going on, bro?
Bismillah, peace and love, bro. How you feeling?
Salami and bacon.
You funny. Yeah, peace and love to the panel, man. You know, it's a great day, man. It's a great day. It's a great day, bro.
Man, that was a wild show for no reason. Yo, I was just talking to you. I say, man, I'm wrestling with this guy. He's shooting at me. I'm shooting at him. We diving through buildings, fighting with, and you coming with the peace tree. Hey, brother, you know, sense. I was like, Really?
That's how you cross check. You know what I'm saying?
Soft
Chicago, Philly.
styled them. I was like, oh man, I'm wrestling with them, falling on the ground. We running through alleys, bow, bow, shooting each other. Oh, the wrong picture.
Hey,
Yo,
you
you
know
did a
the body
great
was
job yesterday, yo. You did an actually great job. I acquiesced to a faulty premise. What was the faulty premise, dog? The faulty premise was we didn't even say nothing about this video. Yo had me thinking that we actually said something about this video.
I mean, it was
We
a
never
tactic.
did it.
It was a tactic. He purposely came on aggressive for a reason. And what he really was trying to do is get off the show by getting aggressive and saying that, you know, we was acting a fool and thought we was gonna get that energy back so he can get off and jump off. But again, it happened the way it was supposed to happen, and he showed his hand so the audience and people would see what's going on and they see what it is. So, you know, his mission failed, but hey, we got to continue. We proved the point. Point was proven, and it is what it is. You know.
I can't believe, man. I can't actually believe it. I mean, that's just crazy, man. Come on, man. Very, very interesting, bro. That was one for the road, yo, right there, bro. I was like, man, what the world did I do, yo? Got me thinking I did that. I didn't do. Yo, y'all would actually think that we went through the whole. We didn't. We was talking about the Moors with the video up on the screen. Only part that we talked about was the actual Wikipedia part of it. We didn't actually critique the video. We didn't critique no pictures in the video. Yo, hey, KingsMonologue, yo, you good for that one, yo. Now I got to keep my eye on you for real. I mean hot all day long. And then I looked at my video. I was like, we didn't even talk about the video. We played it one time and talked about when he was talking about how Wikipedia, we was like, what? And then we went off to explain, you know, what we understand about more Spain. We didn't really get into it. By the time we talked about we had the video up, wasn't playing it. We was talking about the then you went into the DNA tribes, right?
Yeah.
And so then KingsMonologue jumped up, started talking about, yeah, y'all didn't even pay when y'all talked about the pictures, imagery. No, we didn't. I'm feeding into it. What you talking about? Then I'm trying to find an image on the fly. I lost my mind messing with that man like that.
Yo, that was funny.
You good? Yo, your game is tight. He got you fighting something you ain't even do. Apologize for saying he do it.
It's all good, man. But the audience seen what it is. The audience seen what they needed to see. So, you know, he exposed himself in a sense of, you know, it really showed his character. So now we know what is what. Now, the only people that's going to still continue to listen to that is people that like to feel good. Overall, people with sense know, hey, you know, this guy isn't what he presents or isn't who he say he is, you know. So it is what it is.
Can't be, yo. He actually can't be. And I'm going to show my video to show you that I ain't do nothing. Talk about the thing. Yeah, that's interesting right there. Boy, that guy, that's a head scratcher. Definitely a head scratcher, man. That's a real head scratcher right there, bro. God dang, man. Let's go ahead and get into this, man.
In the land of Kemet, wisdom flows like the Nile. Unlocking the melanin, we study in style. Ancestors whisper as we listen with pride. In the heart of the city, ancient truths collide. No time for the fake, skepticism is real. Free the hard way. 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 I'm the God killer from these bottomless streets, dropping knowledge bombs as the history repeats. He goes evil wisdom, channeling the sun.
Man, what's good, man? Y'all already know what it is, man. They say, man, Gullah rooted like a tree. Gullah rooted like a tree. Hey, Gullah, you ain't never heard the lyrics to the song, yo. They say
Yo, what
Gullah
up?
keeps it Gullah rooted like a tree.
Oh yeah,
Goes with the sauce mic. That nigga be channeling the sauce mic. Yeah.
That's a good song, man. He went in.
And he went in, man. What's going on, Street Sufi? What's up, though, bro?
Man, shit, I'm winning, man. I mean, I'm living, man. I'm winning. I'm being. I'm happy to be and make things what it is, you know. And I'm glad to be here on the panel to talk, and we can make shit happen.
Gullah, what's up, man? You missed yesterday. Got real saucy around here, boy.
yeah. I was working, man. Yeah, I was
Getting that money. I see you.
Yeah, getting this money, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting, climbing up a leadership positions, you know what I'm saying, in my career, you know. So
okay, you supposed to be that, yo. You work at what you do, man. It's just been a wild show, man. And come on, King's Monologue, man. Come on, bro. Now you remember you said I could play your video. I'm gonna see. I don't know. I'm gonna play it though. I'm gonna test you. All right. But I want to do this first though. I ain't gonna be disrespectful like you. All right. He was very telling I'm disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. Why do they always say we being disrespectful when we're actually promoting science? I don't get that. Like some type of religious person. So here it go right here, right? I'm gonna drag it back to here. Let's drag it back to here. All right, I'm gonna drag it back to here. Man, goes just was watch this. I'm gonna let this play for a sec. Watch this. Here we go.
Out of summary. So we have to also watch how even some of these scientists speak when they talk, as if it puts these people on a rail. The modern Egyptians are the descendants of the ancient Egyptians, regardless of sexual integration. They're the closest people in the world that's close to the ancient population. The closest, nobody else. So we got to shoot at them all, and everybody's trying to grab onto these people. Everybody, they've been doing this for a long time. Shit, you got King Tut descendants and Ramesses descendants helping dig up their ancestors' graves and working with these British and French people and giving their ancestors' bodies away and giving it to the museum. That's why I respect what Zawi Hawass did right now, and they created the museum and took the bodies back and took it back to Egypt where it needs to be. It don't need to be in Europe.
And I feel like all African nations need to do that, get their work back, and do it like everybody else do. We're going to put it on loan.
That's right.
We'll put it on loan to the British Museum. First of all, they deserve all the revenue that comes from that.
That's right.
Okay. Now we'll give Europeans credit. Listen to me now for starting these fields. These fields was racist as hell, right? And I often struggle with that. Now I know it was racist, but it was a boundary they didn't know, they didn't understand. Prior to that boundary was trying, like you could look at you be like, yo, like look at him. He dark skinned, he original. You see that boundary?
Yeah.
See that eyeball test. So they wasn't there yet. And then they was already cutting up, enslaving people. So they didn't care about the boundary. They didn't even know it was, didn't care. It was the mistreatment of humanity, right? Exactly. It was the mistreatment of the African, right? That they was going anything smoking that laid credence to their wild, evil ways.
I agree. That's
which
right.
was slavery. You feel me?
That's
so
right.
I get what King Monologue and all, I get where they're coming from, yo. But now the rubber has met the road, bro. Right? Because now we can go to any museum of worth, right? And they'll have the story. We can go to any scientific article and read the stories, yo. I'm saying the young generations of paleontologists, not paleontologists, but just archaeologists, right? Like they geneticists. You know what I'm saying? And specifically Egyptology, yo. The young crop that's in there now, right? We can name them all, right? Yo, man, that war is over with. Now the war now is to get, people like King's Monologue up to speed. But he has a package of continually to pseudorize information. AE DNA tribes. Like, bro, don't you know that's a way outdated article at this point? Meaning, remember we talked about what outdated is? Yeah. Outdated. It's not the date on the damn article.
Yeah.
It's the material in the literature that makes it outdated. Am I not right or wrong? Did I say it right? All right, I'm a free. So me and Ngozi just robbing. I didn't forget all about the damn video.
Yeah,
We
y'all just rocking out. Y'all just rocking out.
we rocking out. I ain't played the video. Look right there. It say Wikipedia and mistrust in academia. I was playing a clip for that because he was talking about the Wikipedia and all that. I did that's watch. I'm not even gonna look. Watch this. I'm just running my dang on my look.
It's the material and it's the way that
look.
it's being presented. So when you try to use
Still ain't
DNA
played
tribes, so it can
Still ain't
change. So
played
you
it.
can't say this
Look,
is absolute.
and then we come to
algorithms
the
can change
intro.
based off the calculator that's being used. That's just the reality. This is like if you get your DNA from 23andMe, and you get your raw data, put it in GED match or G25. The oracles can change based off the oracle that's used. The segments can be changed. There's a 2024 article that came out 2 months ago about Moroccans or Berbers, and it was saying how the Moroccans have Ibero-Mauritian or ancient Near Eastern DNA that came into North Africa 23,000 years ago, and they separated them from the Arab layer they came in.
So hold on for a second. Man, let's start the show. Right. So I start the show right there. Look at this. I look what? Get right back to here and look, running my sauce, Mike.
He said what?
Yeah, I'm saying like your mic be hot, be saucy. You know what I'm saying? Be flavorful, be rocking, yo. That was crazy, yo. It's hot. Oh, yo, you ain't never listened to the words, yo. Oh my, you know how you get the rock, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how you get the rock and get to put the clans together, different tribes together, connect the DNA, boom, then go to an article, you know what I'm saying? 1985, then come up 2024, get the old article, then bring the new article with it, then throw the huddle groups together, yo. Come on, dog. He said, you're channeling. It's like you grabbing this out of different atmospheres. With the like the pseudo, you channel something. Wow. With the sauce, Mike. Oh my goodness. Y'all gotta listen to that, yo. Yo, that shit hot.
Yo,
then you ain't me say about Gullah, yo. Oh man.
Rooted and grounded.
Rooted and grounded. That's Gullah, ain't it, yo?
Yes, sir.
Keeping it gutter.
100%.
What? Man,
he said rooted like a tree. Straight up.
Man, we just having fun. Yo, it's a nice vibe. Yo, we chilling. I ain't even thought about the. I done forgot I done went all the way back in the day. The song got me motivated. I didn't even think about that video, man. We having a great time. Look, I'm still Come on, yo. Stop it.
It represents the population.
Still ain't played it. Look, we switched off that are most frequent in present day populations of sub. We talking about DNA. Look, then we come back here again. We can hear the discourse. We see what he doing. I think it's great for us. Let's see. Watch to the video. Do I want to do the Moorish confusion? No, I want to do the academia. All right, here we go. All right. So this is I like to do these videos. This is my best types of videos, bro. You know, when we look at Metatron, he's doing a reaction to KingsMonologue. So I'm doing a reaction after the reaction. I think that's good for us, right? Because we stay grounded in scientific literacy, right? We can hit it. We can hit it discourse. So now we doing a reaction off the reaction off the reaction. You know what I'm saying? We get the full scope of the whole conversation. So we can see really what we was at this point, bro. I'm about to play the video and watch what I say. All right? And watch where I stop the video. A picture gonna come up. We don't even talk about that picture, yo. Watch. Watch this. Of course, we see what he doing. I think it's great for us. Let's see.
Two birds with one stone. Let me address my hatred for that Wikipedia page about the Moors, whilst also addressing some of the arguments that Metatron raises in his video. So I've used this as a bit of an opportunity. And as you can see, this video here that you're on right now, this is part one of what I deem will be a 5-part series. And as you can see from the title, the focus of this part is the Cantigas de Santa Maria. I intend to bring to surface how they use this information in a deceptive way. I'm not going to give you too many spoilers, but let me be clear that although this is a response to Metatron's video that is called The Truth About the Moors, once and for all. You just had to put that in at the end.
I did. I had no choice in the matter, mate. It's just stronger than me. I tried to resist the urge. I couldn't do it. It just sounds wonderful. I love it. It's just me.
And
oh, that's interesting. If he's going to review that, that'd be really fun to see. So I do have
2 birds.
Did he mention Wikipedia in here in this one?
No, he said he don't like Wikipedia, but he talked about he don't like it. But yeah.
So wait a minute. He can't get past Wikipedia though.
I mean, that's the tactic that people use, because it's not that Wikipedia is wrong. It's just if it's not uploaded, some things could be on some certain things can be off, but the citations is there that lead to the actual articles. And if you know how to read it, you're not like, for example, if you try to mimic Wikipedia in college, you get an F, you fail.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't bring that into the thing.
You can't bring that in academia. You have to do things in your own verbiage and words, right? But the citations, the sources that's used, it leads to the sources. And sometimes things on Wikipedia isn't updated. So as long as it has more updated sources and the citations is updated, you can read it. It's okay. It's not like it's wrong. And you can't get past it with proper.
All right, so we all know about Wikipedia. Gotta understand that for real, yo.
You know?
So hold on, man. Let's see. Look, the real thing is, you know, our community needs Wikipedia. I'm not speaking for nobody else's community, right? I'm saying that our community especially needs Wikipedia because we was going through the thing, right? We was learning our history, fighting against racism. First of all, remember we was enslaved Africans that came to America, so that means we lost our, you know, we was erased. That's what slavery is. Slavery is the great eraser of culture. That's what it does. It reorganizes you, it reprograms you, right? That's what it does. And the way they strip you down, right, to the bare metal, right, and build you back up into the present culture by transforming your religion. They don't mind if you get to the point where you take their model, their religion, their what's the word I want to use? Their cookie cutting model, right? They don't mind if you take that and make Jesus black,
correct,
or green or Chinese, whatever it is. That's not an issue, right? As long as you have the basic tenets, and you know what I'm saying. Like that's what it is, because religions are actually cultural containers of ideas.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, yes. The whole custom, yes. It's just yes. Correct. I agree. That's right.
All right.
You teaching.
So right. So in this joint right here, this is James the First of Aragon. That is actually him, right? And some of these are Moors. Now we know you're king because of the way he's dressed, right? And we know these are not just regular people because the way they wearing their thing, they garbs, right? And then they on their knees too, right? So I believe they're talking, they're having a conversation with him, right? But he says that these not the real Moors. Okay, this is where we come in. All right, they are the real Moors, because anybody do any studying, right, know that you amongst the contingents, right, that they're talking about the Moors, right, they had like 3 different contingents. They had, this is easy for us though, Gozy.
Of course.
Gozy, hold on. First of all, you got West Africans.
Correct.
They played a role, right? Correct. Minimum. They was some were slaves, not the majority of them. Some were slaves, had to adjust my organ a little bit, right? Okay, but a lot of them was like artisans and teachers.
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
You got the Arabs, right? The Arabs, what? The Arabs are in control of this contingent.
Yes, they are.
Right, because it's called the age. They're in the golden age, bro. All right. So that means they're at the top. They're the top in that seas, right? And then you got the North Africans. So watch this. You got 2 indigenous populations here. You have the West African, which is indigenous, and we talk about this all the time. You have the North African, which is indigenous. Am I correct in this?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let you get into your swing in a minute, right? So we have 2 indigenous populations of Africans, right? And we got 1 outside population, which is the Arabs. The Arabs control the daggone money. They the ones that got that grade type steel, top grade steel. Now I read it wrong.
It was definitely to be a movement. That was a term of verbiage that was used to describe misuse. Not by color until later. It didn't become a color thing until later on. But before, no, even when you go back to the term Moor, it specifically speaks to a group of people, the people of Mauritania, the Maori. It had nothing to do with that. Later on, it was in reference for people of the Maghreb. So when General Tariq took on Islam in 711 AD, these people were still being controlled by the Islamic Caliphate that was coming from Yemen and Medina. The Arabs controlled it, but the Arabs in Africa was a minority. So majority of the people that crossed over Gibraltar, they went into the Mediterranean portions of southern Europe, which is Spain, were mainly Amazigh people, the Riffians, the different clans of Amazigh people from North Africa. This is even before the Almoravids or the Amheads. They were mainly light-skinned Amazigh people, and it only makes sense that they would have looked close and similar to the people on the other side of Jordan. You see how far Spain is from Morocco, and you see the population group. They've been sharing genetic affinities for a long time. I mean, Anatolian farmers came into North Africa 7,000 years ago, and they crossed over through Spain. So they already shared strong genetic affinity before anybody else came. But what I'm trying to say is, and what's crazy, a lot of the Amazigh or what we classify as Berbers, they were lighter than the Arabs. They were lighter than the Arabs already before they even touched our Arabs.
Yeah, because
it's not a color thing.
do you want to explain? That's a good point. All right. So you see how what I did was I wanted to show you the map while Gozy was actually explaining the goddamn thing. You want to wait on this right here, yo, what you was actually saying, then Gullah, you can jump in on what we was trying to say, yo. It makes sense, yo.
I mean, yeah, I was just saying, European Anatolian farmers or early European farmers, they've been crossed over into North Africa 7,000 years ago. And when they went into North Africa 7,000 years ago, they already was mixing with the mixed Ibero-Mauritian type, who already had long admixture from Zuzana, West Asian populations that crossed into North Africa 23,000 years prior, or even before they even came in. So you have these early European farmers who are mainly a mix between Anatolian farmers that came from ancient Turkey, who mixed with the West Asian hunter-gatherers or Mesolithic Europeans, and then they cross over and they mix with people who was already admixed. So you're not looking at a blue-black population like people, assume. And when the Arabs come in, you got to think these Anatolian farmers, they already have the mutation shift A11T, alanine into threonine on chromosome 15, with SLC2485 already expressed properly in this population. So a lot of the Arabs who came in much later, 641 AD, they go through Egypt, 690, they go into the rest of Northwest Africa as they cross over. The Arabs are much darker and swarthier than a lot of the lighter skinned Amazigh. The light skin wasn't new. They already shared the same skin tones as people in Southern Europe. So for people to play the game as if they're just the Moriscos who converted after the Catholic Church, Spanish converts who converted into Islam out of the Catholic Church or branched off when they or they were ex-Catholic who converted into Islam, and they call them Moriscos. He was trying to make it seem like it was them that they showing on pictures. No, a lot of the Berbers or the Amazigh people already looked like that and had fair skin before. And if you try to play the Arab game, a lot of the Arabs were much darker than Amazigh people in North Africa, much darker. So people try to play that game and say, oh, this is an Arab, and it's not an Arab that they're showing. They're showing the actual people that was in North Africa at this time who already had fair skin. That was my point. And then you brought up the skin map and you showed, what populations or what the population in Arabia should look like based off the skin map. It showed the tones that they have. And as we proved the point based off what we have or what's been presented, a lot of the Arabs would have been much darker than people in North Africa, especially further north towards the Mediterranean.
Yep. So y'all see this, right? 620 to 630. We keep chronology. That guy was all over the place, right? Grabbing pictures from this time, messing it up. But y'all see the point we making here, right? You see, it's the what? It's the Arab conquest of the Sassanian Empire in Syria. See the arrow showing you what they're going at. Look what they're doing. You want to, where Gullah gone? He dropped out. All right. Move here, right? Okay, the campaign, the Byzantine Empire. All right, campaigns in Anatolia and Armenia. All right, look at the campaigns. This ain't got nothing to do with West Africa. This ain't got nothing to do with the quote unquote Berbers yet. It's not them yet. Byzantine Empire, the Byzantine Empire after the Arabs conquered the province of Syria and Egypt. So remember, they conquered Egypt in 650.
Yes, they was already fighting, and they was fighting against the Byzantines. And even people in Jordan and ancient Palestine, they wasn't Muslims until the Arabs came. People don't even know the history of what's going on in Arabia. So a Jordan is not a actual Arab, not even a Palestinian. If you study the history, these people had Christian phases before they converted to Islam. Islam starts around Medina, Mecca, south towards not even the people in Yemen. The people in the center point of Arabia converted these people in the Arab Crusades. So, like, you got your pseudo Bantu warrior, who's probably very light skinned African American Creole man, who's promoting this idea. Oh, they was like, no, you study the history of Arabia, study what they did in Jordan and Palestine in the time of the Islamic Crusades. And Brother Uncle's just bringing it up. They were fighting against the Byzantines. So they fought, went through Mizir, what we know today as Egypt, conquered them, fought against the people, and converted the people. Those people in North Sudan that we labeled Bilal El Sudan, they converted. So it was a long thride and trash. So when these Arabs came in, and I'm not talking about people from Jordan or Syria, I'm talking about the ones that was coming in through Yemen, the people that was coming in through Medina, the people that was coming in through, certain portions of what we label as Mecca. They were swarthy skin. They were swarthy, and they were darker than the population that was in Morocco. We're not going to play this game. And no, the Ibero-Maurutians were not fair skinned. Yes, they were dark. But at the end of the day, a lot of things occurred. Even if you look at the modern Moroccan and look at their DNA from PC from like G25, they're only 35% Ibero-Mauritian. A larger chunk of their DNA matches with people from the Anatolian farmers. So that kind of blurs it out. So you got to really know what you're talking about. Skinology isn't good.
So, map of the Byzantine Muslim naval operations and battles in the Mediterranean. You see the Byzantine caliphs of possession in 717. Look at that. Look at that. Look, the Maghreb. See the Maghreb? You talk about the Maghreb.
Yes.
All right. They cross over into where, yo? Spain.
That's right.
What are we talking about here, man? What we doing? Like, what are we talking about here? Man, Ivan Van Serten and them played with us, yo. They actually did. And I'm going to show you how they actually played with us. They got us, yo. Played too much. It's called this, yo. It's not actually called the Golden Age of the Moors, yo. It's not called that, yo. It never was called that, bro. It was the Islamic Golden Age. The Islamic Golden Age was a period of scientific, economic, and cultural flourishing in the history of Islam, traditionally dated to what? The 8th century to the 13th century. Golden Age, talk about the House of Wisdom.
That's right.
Okay. The Abids, Caliph, Faram al-Rashid. I mean, he had the libraries. He had the books. Look, which saw scholars from all over the Muslim world. What's the Muslim world? I just showed you the damn map, y'all. So now we talking about other people included. That's how empires do. I like to make this point. I don't think we really catch it. So let's catch it. Colin Powell. He went to Iraq, did he not? Street sweep.
Yes, he did.
Colin Powell goes to Iraq. He's a 5-star general. Am I not right or wrong?
You're right.
He defeats them and he defeats the Iraqi army. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
Now you can holler and scream it was an African-American thing. Nah, man. It was America that supplied the weaponry and the army. The army, you got the Navy, you got the Air Force, the Marines. Army, Air Force, Marines. Army is heavy with African Americans, people of color. I'm telling you right now. Marine Corps is mixed. Mainly the white boys in the Marine Corps. I'm just telling you what it is. Jarheads. I was the jarhead. That's what they say. Then you got the Air Force. Planes flying. But the Army, right, has a high number of African American soldiers than any branch. So the army, they in Iraq, the Marines are in Iraq. So you can't say that's an African American thing. Who supplied the weaponry? Who?
That's right.
Right. Now you know who spent the money.
That's right.
We can give you the whole breakdown of the whole thing. It's easy work, man. This is not hard. We ain't supposed to be fighting over this. We ain't supposed to be, I don't like you. Come on, man. Stop that nonsense, man. Come on, bro. That ain't supposed to happen, bro.
And you know what's interesting when you study the Islamic Crusades, even though the Amazigh or the Berbers were the mainline people that was crossing over through Gibraltar, they was inferior to the Arabs. The Arabs were the ones that caused it. They caused the caliphates. They were the ones that drove it. The Berbers were like, if you study General Tariq, it's stories about the Arab caliphate making him put his feet in the sand. I mean, put his face in the sand to bow down on his feet. So the Amazigh, like when you try to play this color game, shit, the lighter skinned Amazigh people were inferior to the swarthier skinned Arabs at this time. Even though Morocco did at one time in Islamic phases, they beat the Arabs later when they kept trying to overly tax them in different things. They beat them later, but for the first beginning of the first beginning phases, they was inferior to the Arabs. They was inferior to them. Yet and still,
wow.
they still made, even though they beat a few of the Arabs, they still didn't fight mainland Arabs. The Arabs still ran the base capital of what was going on. This is why, until this day, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, and all those North African countries is part of the Islamic world. It's part of the Arab world, the Arab League. It's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what's going on.
Facts. Look, this is why they had to bow down. In Arabia, the swords from India were greatly esteemed as being made of the finest steel and were the favorite weapons of the Mujahid. Am I saying it right? The Mujahid.
Yep.
The Arab swords. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I said you right. You said it right. Mm-hmm.
The Arab swords, as the Sifi closely redeemed the Byzantine gladius. Swords and spears were major weapons of the Muslims, and armor was either mail or leather. They had armor, they had swords, they had steel. That's the difference there, bro, right there. When you start banging them swords like that, yo, you ready to go and rock up into Spain real quick.
Arabs got it cracking.
They had it cracking, yo.
They got it cracking, yo.
They had it cracking, like we call it cracking like a lacking. It was cracking like a lacking, yo. So we ain't gonna sit here and play like they ain't did what they did. They did, yo. They did. This is that's the Byzantine Empire, 600 AD, right? Let me see. Let me see if they got any more. Yeah, they got these swords. Yeah, y'all act like when they remember when they crossed over, yo. The daggone Europeans couldn't even tell time, yo. Did y'all know that? They ain't had no timepieces, yo.
Nope.
Yeah, they couldn't tell time, yo. They had all that's how they bought the bathhouses. They bought all that. Absolutely. Oh, y'all forgot that the Muslims actually put the Europeans back on the map, yo. Y'all know that, right?
They did.
Because when Rome had fell, yo. All right. The only people with money was actually the Catholic Church at that point. That's why they had money for slaves and stuff. Y'all didn't know that. That's why they drew that line down on damn map. They had their money. Bow down to the Pope. I think it was Pope Nicholas.
Hey, Unc, I'm sure you're aware that Arabs was actually the custodians of Greek literature. They saved the Greek literature. People don't even understand that.
Yeah, you hit them right on point. It's called the House of Wisdoms, where they had the Greek literature, where they could translating houses. They translated Melanin. They had all that there.
Yep.
That gave the Arabs a up, y'all. Like what they did was they came in, they ain't burn the books, they ain't act crazy. You know what I mean? They'll bow down, they send a nice little letters out. We got the letters. When they send the letters out to they send it to Ethiopia, they sent it to different places, Byzantine Empire, they sent them a letter, claim Muhammad wrote the letters. This is all part of the story here.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. We just ain't we ain't sitting here making this up. All right, but the point that needs to be made here is that, man, when they start bringing that technology back because they revived the ancient Greek texts, you know what I'm saying, the Egyptian text, all that. texts from different places they was coming in contact with. They started translating houses, bro. House of wisdom, man. In Iraq, Baghdad, bro. So they administrated their empire from Baghdad. It's the capital. So I'm thinking, well, we sitting there and learned that the black people bought the books to Spain. No, where they no, you're not walking across nowhere with a whole bunch of books. Yo, where the books come from? Right, libraries, all that, Cordova, Spain. Come on, bro. Like you got to understand that. We're not gonna leave West Africa out because they in their golden age too.
Yep.
They're definitely participating in the golden age in West Africa. They doing it the way Africans do it. But these manuscripts is up, a lot of them is written in Arabic.
Yep.
They take that information, you know what I'm saying, and they up it. That's why you get to school like Jinn, universities, first university, Jinn, all these things.
Yep.
But the point I'm making here is, look, bro, we're not going to sit here and act like the Arabs wasn't involved. You see Yemen, you see all these areas right here, bro. We're not going to sit here and act like that it wasn't Arabs, it wasn't North Africans and then West Africans. We could break down the whole scale for you. That ain't hard to do. Break down the whole, let me see. Can I get the, hold on. I'm going to show y'all something here. Let me get to here on my joint. I want to show y'all something here, man. Yeah, this is, I think, let me see. No. I think I can come here. Let's see. But show y'all how the Moor thing really work, yo. Anyway, you ain't heard me. I ain't said nothing about that dude, yo, yet. I don't want to get too far out, but I just thought we need to fill in some missing pieces just to show you how ridiculous the guy be on terms. He be really doing too much, yo. Talking about I'm disrespectful. At least I know I can be disrespectful, but this is not disrespectful. So we wanna make this. I want to show you something here. This is important, so we can kind of get a West Africans settlements. We want to talk about the question here, the Berbers, frontliners. The question was, did the West Africans gain land closer to the enemy? The answer was no. Hold on, but I want to come up here. It wasn't a lot of landholders that was West Africans, right? It's out of all three groups, so it was three. Let me see. So I talked about. Go ahead, Goes. You want to say something? Go ahead.
I don't know what people. West Africans always controlled the Sahel belt because they already had gold and salt trades with the Amazigh. The Amazigh had the spices and the salt, and the black sub-Saharans in the Sahel belt, they controlled all the gold. If you study Ouagadougou, you know, the Sanake people of ancient Ouagadougou or ancient Ghana that was in Mauritania at one time, you know, you find out that they controlled a lot. So nobody's denying the black element in the Sahel belt. We're talking about, you know, I don't know, because I see people, not to get off subject, but I see people acting like we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Amazigh people at this point, the Arabs, and what the Arabs did and how they get to the point of conquering North Africa. You know, and they did conquer the Iraqis. Indigenous Iraqi people are not Arab. They become part of the Arab ethnicity like other groups of people. Arabs had a major expansion, and people get absorbed into what they had going on, and that's just what it is.
It's part of the world, yo. You're right. And so I always say follow the money. So we want to know who's the primary fundraisers and suppliers of war equipment, you know, like shoes, food, all right, for the Moorish campaigns, all right, in medieval Europe. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the economics, some of the logistics, the contributions, right, of the Arabs, the Berbers, and the West Africans. Okay, so they kind of like all vary in capacities. All right, so the Arabs, whether you like it or not, during that time was the primary fundraiser of supplying equipment. Okay, the Arabs, particularly during Umayyad caliphs, were the wealthiest and most organized group in the early Islamic world. They controlled vast trade networks and spanned the Middle East, North Africa, and beyond. Arab leaders provided significant financial resources to fund the initial campaigns to North Africa. See, They got to go into North Africa and later to the Iberian Peninsula. Revenues came from taxes, tribute, wealth, accumulated through trade, conquest, and Central Caliph treasury. Conquest, you take your money. Okay, they supply war equipment. The Arabs were responsible for manufacturing and importing high quality swords, shields, and armor. I talked about that. Centers in Damascus, Baghdad, and other parts of the Islamic world supplied these items. Arab leadership ensured Berber troops were equipped with weapons and provisions through Berbers, Berbers also brought, right, their own traditional arms. See the context in that? Berber logistics, backbone, and local suppliers. Watch how they did this. You know what I'm saying? Like when the United States take an army to Israel and all that, there's certain things Israel will supply to the army. When they go to Baghdad, there's certain, that's why they are strategic when in stationing their bases. Because you got things you want to take advantage, you got resources there that you want to be able to take care of. Like a base becomes a resource. Okay? So the Berbers being indigenous to North Africa, this is an indigenous group that we call the Berbers. And everybody want to lead them out of it. They supply essential goods like leather for shoes. See, they got things that they can manufacture, food and horses from North Africa. North African regions, including what is now Morocco and Algeria, were known for their leather products, famous in medieval Europe as Moroccan leather and textile, essential for clothing and arms, supplies. Berber communities were responsible for organizing food supplies for armies, and they moved through North Africa into the Iberian, grain, dates, olives, right? Other staple foods were cultivated locally and transported to feed the troops. See how that goes? See how smooth that is? We ain't bringing it all the way from Arabia. We're going to do it right here. We're going to farm right here. We're going to take that. See how this war machine is rolling? West African trade-based contributions. Economic support. West African role was primarily indirect through the trans-Saharan trade routes. West African empires like Ghana and Mali supplied gold. They had them African kings that was Muslims, right? Am I wrong, Gozy?
Not at all. Not at all. You going in? You going in?
Okay, it's a which also was a critical resource for funding wars and maintaining economic stability. All right, got to pay tribute. It's a gold from West Africa was a major source of wealth for the Islamic states, including the Umayyads, who used it to pay soldiers, buy equipment, and maintain their arms. Man, you know they say the richest man in the world, man. He let everybody know they had the gold, bro.
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa, you tripping.
Mansa Musa. Yeah, he was tripping. He was tweaking.
I tripping, yo. He lowered the price of gold. He gave away so much gold, the price of gold fell. It was like, who that? What? Yeah, he put them on the map, all right.
Made it a hot
Other goods. Yeah, wow. It say West Africa also contributed luxury goods like ivory and salt. You know, in the ancient world, salt was like the most important thing. All right. It say which could be traded for equipment. So salt was like worth its weight in gold, yo. Equipment and resources necessary for the campaigns. So a summary of the roles, y'all. We got the summary of the roles. Let me show y'all the summary of these damn roles. Look, see, summary of the roles. Group and role. Arabs, primary fundraisers, centralized war equipment, weapons. Boom. Berbers, local logistics, supplies, food, armies, indirect fundraisers, gold, trade. See, Arabs were the financial and organizational power behind the campaigns, no matter what y'all say. So if they in Moorish Spain or whatever the hell you want to call it, yo, there you go. Get it right. The Berbers handled the practical on-ground logistics, and then you got the resources, filled the campaigns, the gold. You know who had the gold in them days, right? African dominated the gold trade.
Yep.
Watch this. Each played a vital role, but the Arabs and the Berbers were the primary logistical and military contributors. It just makes sense if you look at the damn map.
Absolutely.
Now, since we don't want to look at the map, since we want to play this little wild game where you don't look at the map, I'm going to force you to look at the map. There's the map. West Africa is all the way down here, yo. So it wouldn't even make sense for them to control the logistics and all that. It's dumb. It'd be stupid.
And it wouldn't make sense for the Berbers or the Amazigh to be black, especially at this time. To make them black is weird because the battle is their skin color. Again, they skinheads. These are skinheads. They don't care about history or geographics. They focusing on what these people look like. And based off this and based off what's being presented, it wouldn't make sense for the Berbers to be black or the Moors to be black. That's stupid.
I don't even like the term. I just say like looking like they on the daggone equator, yo, because they not living on the equator.
It wouldn't make sense for them to look like Mansa Musa, who was a Mandinka man. Mansa Musa was Mandinka.
That's crazy.
So it wouldn't make sense for them to look like him. That's
why would he have to? Why they gotta look like him? First of all, why they gotta look like him to be African, though?
I mean, that's true. They don't.
That's my point. Is like, why? Where'd that game start? Oh, we know. Ooh wee. All right. So okay, we did that. The contributions, political. Okay, so who look out the group, who benefited the most? The Arabs is the most political and economically and territorially from the Moorish conquest. I'm gonna say it again. The Arabs benefited the most politically, economically, and territorially from the Moorish conquest of the Iberian Peninsula, Al-Andalus. All right, as they secured the best lands. I told y'all. Held the highest positions of power and dominated the cultural administration aspect of the new territories. Yeah, they won't recoup their money, yo. You is not letting no West Africans control nothing. What is y'all thinking about, man? You ain't letting the Berbers control nothing. They invested the most money. They paid the cost to be the boss, whether you like it or not. Say what you may. Say what you may. Yeah, so the Arabs were the greatest beneficiaries. The Berbers were the second tier beneficiaries. Okay, they was the military backbone. Okay, lands allocated. Berbers were often granted less fertile and more remote lands in the mountainous regions of Spain, such as Galicia and Aragon, right? And parts of the northern, Andalusia. They say these areas were less agriculturally productive, more vulnerable to Christian counterattacks during the Reconquista. Yeah, why? Because that land was closer to the daggone Europeans. Tensions with the Arabs. Go ahead.
And also, it makes sense that the Arabs would have made the Amazigh people second tiers because they're closest to these people. They're closest to the population in Spain. You cross through Gibraltar, it's right there. Once you cross through Gibraltar and pass the Atlas Mountains and go through Gibraltar, you ended up in southern Europe, which is Spain. So it only makes sense. Arabs are all the way in their countries. Why would they be, on the front line? So it makes sense that they'll make them second tier behind them. Even though we know the Arabs controlled it, it makes sense that the Amazigh would have played a major role with population or group sizes and population because they're right there. So they just use them. They still was inferior at the time to the Arab. They were.
Money from what source as a power entity? Gold, bro. Gold. So why here? So let's do this. The West Africans. Let's deal with the West Africans. Minimal direct benefit, limited involvement. The West Africans did not directly participate in initial conquest or settlement of Al-Andalus, right? It says their contributions were largely economic through the gold trade that helped finance the campaigns. Y'all know how important money is, right? Yeah, you got bankers and stuff. Think about that. You have bankers now that have a lot of money, don't they? Presence in Al-Andalus. Over time, small numbers of West Africans, primarily scholars, traders, and slaves settled into Andalus, particularly in the cities like Cordova and Grandia. However, they did not gain significant land or political power. So they did have land, but not significance. All right. This goes into who benefits the most. We talked about the Arabs secured the best fertile lands, areas and cities, dominated governance, and expanded their empire. The Berbers received land but of lower quality, face marginalized and limited political power. Minimal, the West Africans, minimal direct benefits. Their role was mainly economic, supporting the Arabs and the Berber dominance. Conclusion: Arab was the clear winners in the conquest and benefited the most in terms of land, wealth, and political control. The Berbers, despite being military backbone, the conquest were marginalized and given poorer lands, leading to tensions and uprising. That's what they got. They all got to fight. The West Africans, while economically influential through their contributions of gold and minimum trade, that's what got them kicked out. Got the beef, yo.
See?
Can't nobody get around that, y'all. Don't let the flim flam you and bam bam boom you. You ain't getting past that. Nah, you're not actually getting past that. And no, we did not actually do anything crazy, talk crazy about this man in this video. We did not, Gozy. Look, here you go. We just did not. We still look, I still ain't said no. This is where it's counterintuitive. This one of them counterintuitive moments. Hold on, let me do this. I want to do this. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. Why Gozy is right.
I'm better with it in the give. You can see the
right there. I'm trying to tell you this counterintuitive because if you look at Arabia, yo, you see they're gonna be brown people, yo. And they're gonna run into lighter people. Remember, see the lighter colors, the lighter browns near the Mediterranean. See that? That's in the same. I mean, if y'all not really catching it, let me show y'all something. So we go. I want y'all to really catch it. Catch it. Look, see. You start getting browner as you move down, yo. Getting close to the equator. It's simple. It's not hard. Radiation. Me and Goldie talk about this all the time. All right. So don't be skinheads.
telling you, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, y'all skinheads, yo. But I'm saying nothing crazy. Look, nothing. Look.
Different groups.
I took the video down.
People.
Look,
They're extremely dark.
Look, watch. Nothing we talking about. This map right here, nobody's getting by. So go ahead, hit that link. KingsMonologue. Join a healthy discussion. All right. So Gozy, at that point, we didn't really say nothing about the man. I didn't talk about no damn pictures. I did none of that. Did I? Right or wrong, yo? I didn't do that.
Not at all.
No. So watch this, y'all. Didn't do that. Now watch the first thing come out this man's mouth, yo. Watch. I'm cordial, yo. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't hate pseudos at all. I'm just calling them out. So hold on. Let's see. So these Egyptians, those Hebrews, and all them people.
Okay, so
watch color go back and forth. Look, same in North America. See what I'm saying? Sit back. Tell you what I did. So y'all see, I ain't did nothing.
I want to do an experiment in the future on the show. I want you to show, like, you know how Zone 3. I mean, you know how in South Africa when you get to us, like,
we got the KingsMonologue on. Not to cut you off.
Okay.
How you doing there? TKM, the well-spoken KingsMonologue. And how you doing, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
What's up, King Man? Your people kicked me off your panel, man. I don't understand why.
Okay, that wasn't my choice, but I definitely, it's late here, and last time I was on a call with you, Street Sufi started shouting at me. So can we keep it all like at a talking level? Yeah.
I never shouted. I didn't know I shouted at you, bro.
Yeah, you did. It's recorded. But don't worry about that. Okay, so look,
what's on your mind? How you doing today, though, brother? How you feeling?
See, Ank, I think you definitely have the potential to be.
See, I already know where his temperature at. I'm speaking to him. He don't even speak to me. You come to somebody's house, they speak to you. You don't speak. You're already on some bullshit. Already rude out the door. Already out the door, he rude. How you doing, brother? I'm chilling, yo. I ain't mad. You know, I ain't never mad like that at no pseudos. Till they get the stick in their chest way out. Till they start tweaking the conversation and flim flam bam bam booming. That man didn't speak to me, yo. You can hear that, right?
Yeah, he didn't speak to you at all.
At all, right? Okay. So we gonna get this right.
The introduction was war. Let's listen to him.
Here we go.
Be very polite and a very nice and charming person, but
I do.
the way you're so
I do.
the way you're so deceptive and disrespectful to me on your channel actually is it really does bother me. I'm not gonna lie. I could act like it doesn't bother me, but it does. Like I
All right,
don't
let's get it
mind.
straight.
I don't mind.
Let's get it
Wait.
straight.
Let me finish my point. I don't mind people disagreeing with me because everyone. I always say that you're never gonna agree with everyone. Yeah, that's absolutely
Okay.
fine. What I don't like is people taking me out of context, and you do it routinely. You're doing it right now. It's like you started the Metatron video, and you didn't even let people watch my content. You didn't even let people watch my content. You literally just started making lies and saying that I said stuff that I didn't say. And it's like,
hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute.
Don't take
I
me out
didn't
of
call you a
context.
liar. I didn't think you now. So listen. So your issue with me is
you take me out of context.
I didn't say nothing to take the man out of context. Gozy did it.
No.
Man, I made a couple comments about. Come on, yo, y'all go back and watch that, man. Yo, like, is y'all serious? Is he serious right now? He faked me out, right? He Jedi mind tricked me right there. I'm saying. You didn't even play my content. You didn't let him. Dude, I was gonna play it. We just got to talking about rapping about the Moors. This is an educational show right here. We got to educate past the pseudos. They won't make all this fuss about the Moors and how they look, y'all know the story, yo. How the Moors went to Spain and had the bath houses, had the street lights lit. You know what I mean, for a mile with the land, all that, yo. They ain't telling you, yo. All that technology, yo, is generated around the empire, yo, under the auspices of the daggone Arabs. So yes, when an African American develops an invention, it's still American.
And that's what people don't realize. African American culture is a subset culture within a global or larger American culture. So any contribution that any type of American do, it's going to be broadcast as American. That's just a reality.
Come on, bro. Man, make sure y'all hit that Cash App, man. Show some love, man. All right, man. We jamming right here. We about to get into the meat of it. And we're gonna be out of here, yo. I'm about an hour 45 minutes because I know Gozy got a certain time period, but this is favorite shit to talk about. He ain't going away too quick. And then we're gonna get into we're gonna get into some Mata Kiata video. I ain't even watched that yet. How many mistakes he making that one, yo?
It's the same mistake that a lot of people do with Shamaka Keita. They misquote him and don't fully understand what he's saying. They think that he's, I think, promoting blackness or blackness to Egypt, and it comes off that way, and that's to them because they don't understand anthropology. He's a bioanthropologist, so to play that game of black and white gets very you can't do that in that sense. So people misquote him, they misunderstand him, and people like he's doing the same thing. So I don't really think they understand the argument of what he's saying. Even when he say things like indigenous African, indigenous African doesn't mean black African, especially at a specific time period.
And no time period do it ever mean a black African. How about that? It means you indigenous to the land. It doesn't mean you don't have incursion from outside into your gene pool. It don't mean none of that. How about that for clarity?
Absolutely.
Anyway, here. I mean, we all choose our words different.
You take me out of context. Content.
All right, so this is what I want to do. As long as you ain't trying to strike my channel, right? I don't mind playing it through so you get your full voice through. I
told you I'm fine with that already.
All right, you did. So
also the video you were just playing was Metatron's video, so I couldn't have struck you anyway.
Yeah, right. So it was a clip I wanted to get across.
Why did you not play the parts that Metatron played of my video? Why did you stop it and then start trying to debunk a picture from the Cantagasta Santa Maria that I didn't even include in my video?
Hey, Gozy, I didn't try to debunk no picture from nowhere. Did I, Gozy? We didn't talk about no damn picture. And in lies the Jedi mind trick. I ain't debunked I ain't say nothing about no picture, man. I didn't say nothing about no picture, man. I didn't say this the picture he talking about right here. I ain't even talking. I was talking about something else. That's the picture right here. I didn't talk about none of them pictures. Go back and watch the video. I didn't talk about none of them pictures. What I said was, this is the Moors' conquest and permission from James I of Aragon. I just read about the conquering of Aragon. I talked about that, right? I just said he was basically saying that these wasn't Moors. And that's exactly what he said. What he said was, to be precise, he made the point that the captions is always wrong whenever they show these type of people looking as far as Moors. I didn't even get deep into all that. So my overall premise was right. You always saying they not Moors. No matter how much you watch the video, it's not real because the caption on it is wrong. Man, that's not even how they do history. That's like me taking a picture in the 70s of Grandmaster Flash and them, yo, and put it in the picture book, yo. I'm not writing on each picture. If you from the 70s and you understand hip hop, you know who that group is. Later on, somebody will take that, they'll label it. That's how it works. Now, if the label is improper, then we'll prove that wasn't actually Grandmaster Flash. That was LL Cool J. Okay, that's a different time period. Look at the hat he's wearing. Okay, bet. But until you prove the label is wrong, that's a different point. So it doesn't have to be labeled at the time. That's not how history actually works. You find these books and manuscripts, and based off the history of the time, based off the way they dress, based off of the time period, they know who is in power, then they will address it as James. He said he agreed that was the right picture anyway. So, anyway.
Added that image to the Wikipedia page as a response to my video because I debunked the false images they used.
You see now with that.
You realize that?
Because Megatron played that. Now, listen, I got flavor in debonair. So when I say you bugging, I don't mean no real disrespect because we brothers, yo. So trust me with that. That's just the way I communicate at times. If you can't handle that level of communication, I'll measure it all the way down to like I'm talking to you, maybe like if I was at a business meeting or something. I have no issue with that. So I'm letting you know that picture was on there. I could get it out the video. It was on Megatron video. When you thought that Wikipedia was set, they didn't just put that picture as a response to you. Now,
show me.
I'll have to look through it. But go ahead, deal with Ngozi real quick. Right? I'm gonna find it for you. Let me see. Let me look through the video.
Show me. I know the pictures that were on there because I literally debunked every single picture that was on Wikipedia when I posted that video. And that's why they had to change the whole page because I've completely destroyed that entire page, which was full of lies. And you didn't want to show that. You didn't want to show that because you know it gives me credibility and you don't like to show anything that gives me credibility on your channel. All you like to do is take me out of context and claim that I've made claims that I haven't made. You do that constantly. You did it the other day. You're trying to debunk my video about the Anna Maria study that I posted, and you made.
So we're going to get into the Anna Maria study. That's the title. KingsMonologue Diop was right about melanin all along. Modern study exposes the truth. We're going to play that. We're going to hold him on his word and see if he strikes the channel. I ain't cussed the man. I ain't disrespect the man. To him, this is disrespect, giving a clear picture for everybody. And that discourse we had when I was wrong, but I don't even know why I fed all into it. Because I never even critiqued the daggone. I just made a statement about the picture he agreed with me on. That yes, that was that particular king for that particular picture. Come on, man. So he said he changed all the daggone pictures, man. Somebody caused the alarm to make them take out one of those pictures. Now, they didn't completely move it off of Wikipedia. All right? So I don't know if I'm ready to give them that or not. I want to show you how this works on Wikipedia so that y'all know. All right, so let's get right here. This is how it actually works on Wikipedia. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. And I want to come to this right here. Let me show you how this works so y'all know what you're dealing with. You want to add something, Gullah?
No, I just saying. I think a lot of these dudes, these probably the same dudes in school that didn't put the dates on their papers at the top of the margin. It's like they don't ever check the date. That's why I say checking the dates of the sources is really important. A lot of people don't think it is, but it really is important. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know if you're up to date or not. You know what I'm saying? The first step, knowing if you're up to date. You know what I'm saying? Just checking this simply just looking, see when did that source come out. You know what I'm saying? And is it other, you know what I'm saying? If you read it, you know what I'm saying, is it any changes, you know what I'm saying, from older, you know what I'm saying, older articles from the same scholar or the same, you know what I'm saying, same profession?
Mm, mm. Hold on. Let me show y'all. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. So you see this? That's the talk page right there, right? So if you make Wikipedia take something down, all right, you go to the talk page. You can either go to the talk page or view the history. So the talk page is where you start to have your discussions at, right? Learn how to navigate this. Okay, this is the talk page discussing the improvements to the Moors article. So you can make an improvement to it, right? But the talk page is you can throw it in there, and the people that are actually on Wikipedia, the people that they pick to do it, because anybody just can't do it these days, but you can definitely come here and voice your opinion on it. This is the section for everybody to come voice their opinion. And this is, I'm pretty sure this is the section he's talking about. This is how you do it. This occurred on October the 24th, 31. All right, his video was, let me see. Let's see what his video was. His video was October the 27th. October the 27th. All right. Let me show you. KingsMonologue video was October the 27th. All right, here you go. October 27th. So basically he's saying he made this video and then he went there and did it. Okay. That's what he's saying. So he's basically saying he's the one responsible for this right here. It's just one picture. So this is how you get to this. All right, you see the picture. Okay, this says Castilian ambassador attempting to convince the Moors Umayyad king Abu Has Amer al Muda. It says to join their alliance. Contemporary depictions for the Castile de Santa Maria. You know, KingsMonologue say this shit flawless right here, boy. Okay. Goes on to say, somebody say, what is the source for this statement? Must be him. What is the evidence that this individual is Moorish? All right. They say Amid King Abu Haf al Mutada, or is he Moorish? Man. Or even a Muslim. All right. That's him asking. Gotta be him. All right. So you click this link here. This link says somebody wants to try it again. It says this IP address is currently blocked. The latest blockage entry is provided below for reference. So we got end up getting blocked at 1646, November 7th, 2024. This is Bezian talks. It say blocked. Then somebody else was blocked at 2001 talk. It say within expiration time of a year. All right, so that means you got to come back after a year, you can get unblocked. All right, so he gets blocked. Now, the reasons for getting blocked would be this. You would get blocked if you start to mess with these people. So I can just imagine him thinking he better than everybody on the daggone thing, right? It say, this is something I couldn't do. It say, please stay calm and civil while commenting or presenting evidence. And do not make personal attacks. It say, be patient when approaching solutions to any issues. If consensus is not reached, other solutions exist to draw attention and ensure that more editors mediate or comment on the dispute. So you got people that are editors, all right, that come in and they're in charge of that and they try to mediate disputes. They give everybody else. Now, this particular article is level 5, vital article. Why? Because the high priority is in Africa too. High importance, right? And basically they want to talk more about Africa and its African context. They want to give more history. All right. So we got that. All right, so we see how this is kind of working. So you can actually go ahead and edit this, and this is what he's basically saying he did, but he didn't get nothing removed, right? And he goes on to say, and he says, "What are these sources?" I just read that. Then somebody responds and says, "Those labels and others are probably based on this book of Alfonso X, Alfonso X, and the Castigas de Santa Maria." Okay, a poet biography. Let's see what it looked like. So we should probably get into the book and see if the book is scholarly and all that. But if y'all can see this, if I can make this a little bit bigger, you can actually see. There you go. That's the book. All right, published in 1898. My fault, 1998. I want to make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see the actual picture. And there's actual label that. See the label there? That's the label on it. All right. So in this book, they don't got each individual labels on it, right? But here is the picture here. I'm going to show y'all right in the corner, right here. Y'all see it? That's actually the picture in question right there, right here. All right. That's it. That's what he's talking about in his video. Y'all see it? So to give you a source for that, yo, but maybe this source ain't enough. All right. But that is the picture. I'm going to drop the link so y'all can get this and look at it for yourself and enjoy yourself. So we're not doing anything malicious at all. We're not. All right. I suggest y'all dig into the book to see if the book is replicable or not, right? But he's actually fighting against that. So you got something to add to this, Gullah?
No, you on point with it, man. Yeah, that's how you work it right here.
All right. So let's go back up here for some more sources. Let's come to the view the history. All right. And when you view the history of it, you'll see right here. All right. This is when the particular photo got removed out of that Moorish section. You can tell here. November 26th, right? Here's this. Boom. If you click that, it says Abu Yosef and Abu Haf Amir al Muqtada are named. All right. It says academic sources clearly name both Abu Yosef of Benamirians and the Al Muqtada of the Almadez, right? It says, can someone please label this image? You click it on, let's see. Well, that's the image. You want to label that image right there. Go. Let's go back to here. All right. Right here, it says Yusuf Imran is defeated Morocco Christian knights bearing the banner his holy name. Let's see what book is in. Let's see. All right. Well, it's the book again. It's another book, Alfonso. Okay, that must be the same book we just looked at. Make it a little bit bigger for y'all. Ah, damn. All right. Let's see if we can find that anywhere in there. In his health. Okay, they got him in it. Okay, they got Alfonso recovers in his health. That's the picture there. All right. Let's see. Let's go back a second. See if I can hit it again. All right. All right. Back here. All right. Let's see what this. Rightfully restore the picture of Uman al Mutad as well. So they're trying to get it restored. Somebody got it. So I guess they're gonna wait. They're gonna go through it and get this whole thing right. All right. That's what's basically going on. Okay. All right, and it goes to this page right here. I suggest y'all check and see if this is a scholarly book or not. What is that right there? All right. So I'm just showing y'all how y'all navigate through the damn Wikipedia thing, yo. All right. So yeah, somebody did. Oh, I see you, Gozy. Gozy.
Yeah, I'm right here, bro.
So you see me going through the Wikipedia edits?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So that's about but I tell you what though, I tell you that the image ain't gone off all Wikipedia pages. So it ain't like it's frauding, right? Because we can come right here. Nope. Come right here. to this page, and here's the image again. All right. There you go. And he's a what? He's a caliph. Remember I told you how he was sitting there holding his hand? He's an imam, right or wrong, yo?
Yep.
All right. That's the image he talking about they took. They ain't take it down from this page. All right. So maybe he should have came over here and fought on this too. I don't know what this guy's doing, man. I know Asar used to do that to Wikipedia. They threw him out there too. Right? It's something, I don't know. But they do got a right to go behind in Wikipedia and challenge certain things. That's well done and right. I don't know if that was him or not, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that. So on the Moorish page, right, which is right here, all right, that image is definitely gone. It was on this page. Least in this video was on this page, right? But it was actually over top of this image right here. All right. So whatever he think he doing, I don't know if he really doing what he think he doing. All right. So all the images I see ain't gone except for that one image. All right. So now I want to get into the fun part. So
I want to say something. I want to say something though. I want to say something. It's not hard to edit or create accounts and edit and get on Wikipedia. For example, if you look up haplogroup EM2 and it talked about ancient populations with it, my guy Hal Music, I gave him some information. He went on there and put ancient populations on there. So it's not. I'm gonna show you what it is and how to do it, but it's not about nobody moving it. You can edit or add on there. It's not complicated. So these guys are trying to make it seem like it's them, and it could have been him. I don't know, but it's not complicated. It's not.
He ended up getting blocked, or they threw him off though. It probably was him.
Yeah, I mean, even like with Asar Imhotep, you see what they did with him. Embarrassed him.
Yeah, they be blocked you. They end up blocking you. I showed you where he was blocked, and he's done. He's out of there, right? So I guess I don't know how long they're going to do this. And so there's a difference between the editor and the person dealing with this talk section. I want you to know that too. They got qualified editors, y'all. So I just can't go on there and change the whole thing. What I can do is I can submit something, right? And the editors will go over what the hell I'm submitting. Until they get it straight, they may take it down. All right. Y'all can go right to ChatGPT and ask the questions on that right there. All right. So you can view sources here. All right. You can talk the discussion, right? They had the actual discussion here. Y'all can read it. All right, they're going back and forth here. All right, this is the back and forth over the daggone picture. All right, that's important. So let's get you what we really came here for. Did all that to get us up to that. Gully, you want to add something, bro? Oh, he fell off again. Damn, boy, he having a
I think Gully at work. When he at work, he go in and out.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get you the let's see. All right, fair use. I'm gonna do the fair use. Right. I'm gonna try you. All right. I'm gonna try you. And you got the video where you said I could actually use that. All right. So I want to do this right. Big up to everybody in the chat too, man. Big up. Right. We definitely cooking with hot grease around here.
I wanted to. You got it up already, Unc? I wanted to say something discreet, man.
No, go ahead.
You made
I was gonna say within the 23,000 years, yes, people from Spain crossed over. The ancient European farmers crossed over. It's an article from this year actually. It showed that they came over 7,000 years ago. So within that 23,000 year span, you had another wave of people crossing over into Africa 7,000 years ago, and that's the ancient European farmers, who was a mix between groups from Anatolia and people who mixed with the West Asian hunter-gatherers who were already there. They called it Calderware culture. Calderware culture is the same people. So you look at some pottery and certain things that was there at that time. You also see it in Morocco and in Tunisia. So yeah, around 7,000 years ago, those type of people crossed over. So you had waves of Eurasians that kept, inserting into North Africa at different time periods. The earliest 23,000 years, another wave 7,000 years, and even a little bit before 7,000 years with the pre-Proto-Neolithic that was crossing through the Levant, the pre-Proto-Neolithic culture, the Capsian culture that was there, who brought Afro-Asiatic, because Iberian Maurutians did not speak Afro-Asiatic at this time. 23 to 15,000 years ago, it didn't exist. They had isolate, extinct North African languages that existed at that time. So it's the Capsian culture that crossed over as pastoralists. It was part of those major pastoralist cults that was coming in and inserted Afro-Asiatic, and they were North African Levantine. and they were connected to the pre-prior Neolithic culture, pre-prior Neolithic A, B, and C. So they kept coming in different waves. It's really, really, really strange, but they kept coming in different waves.
Okay. All right. All right. So let me hold on, man. Damn. I need to play this part right here. Where he said I can use it.
All of these claims that I never made. I was very, very clear. I never hid anything from my audience in that study. I was very, very clear about what the limitations of the method get out of it. Was very, very clear. I never be on your channel. All you like to do is take me out of context and claim that was full of lie. Picture that was
all right, I got you. Thought that Wikipedia was such, they didn't just put that picture as a response to you. Now,
show me. Show me.
I'll have to look through it. But go ahead, deal with Ngozi real quick. Right? I'm gonna find it for you. Let me see. Let me look at the video.
To the Wikipedia page as a response to my video because I debunked the false images they used. You realize that?
Megatron played that. Now listen, trust me with that.
So it
was a clip I wanted to get.
You didn't let people watch my content. You literally just started making lies and saying that I said stuff that I didn't say. And it's like, dude,
hold on for a minute.
Don't take me out of context.
You a liar. I didn't think you. Now, so listen. So your issue with me is
you take me out of context constantly. You know, you take me out of context constantly.
All right, so this is what I want to do. As long as you ain't trying to strike my channel, right? I don't mind playing it through so you get your full voice through.
I told you I'm fine with that already.
All right, you did. So
also the video you were displaying was Metatron's video, so I couldn't have struck you anyway.
Yeah, right. So it was a clip I wanted to get a part.
Why did you not play the parts that?
Okay, so he said I could play his video, so I'm gonna play his video. All right, I'm gonna shut the hell up and I'm gonna play the video. All right, here's the video. The video is titled. You see that, Gozy? You all right, yeah. Gullah? You in and out, boy? Gullah.
Yeah. I was here. I was in the background for hell.
Oh shoot, Gozy, y'all ready?
Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we gotta look at the video. This is the video. It's a 4-minute video, ladies and gentlemen. Shoot. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna try it. But he did say I could use it, and like, come on, man. All right, I don't want to take his words.
They be protesting on Wikipedia in the back chat. Some they be taking off. It be still legit.
Yeah, they be fighting, boy. They be in that joint fighting.
They be trying to manipulate the system. But they don't know. It ain't gonna be up there that long when they find out.
Mm-hmm. Oh shoot, I got the wrong. How that switch over? Damn. I wanted to put this in. It doesn't matter. What you worried about the color, the picture? Who don't know that the when Europeans, you know what I'm saying, did their art, their perspective of the people in history, they always gonna make them look like themselves. Even when they drew Genghis Khan and all the people East Asian, they drew them look like Europeans.
Mm-hmm. They even did that with Mansa Musa. That's what made that white dude that got debunked, who was running around here trying to say Mansa Musa was white, and a man named is Mansa Musa. And Mandinka, it's Kanka Musa. If you understand the Mindi languages, it's a whole Mandinka man, but he made him look white. But we have to understand the mindset of the European artists. At this time, those people heard about Mansa Musa, so they only understood their level of authority based off what population groups look like. They didn't have a direct seeing of him until much later from other people. So it's like they don't get what people was doing at that time in the sense of art. But when they talked about the Moors at this time in 711 AD and 8th century and the 9th century, all the way to the Almoravids in the 13th century, before they got kicked out in 1492, they were drawing what they seen. And a lot of the Amazigh people or the Moors look like fair-skinned people. And you might find a few outliers with dark skin.
This is like when they was assumed that the Europeans for a long time assumed, like the Portuguese, they was in search for Prester John, you know what I'm saying? He was somewhere in Ethiopia or something, trying to look for Ethiopia, not knowing that it was some type of Christian kingdom, but they, not knowing about Abyssinia, the niggas and the guys and all that, but they had to think about some Prester John, some European or some white Christian that's you know what I'm saying, kingdom is you know what I'm saying, encircled by savages and shit. Savages or something.
It's crazy, man.
Crazy. You ain't never met. They ain't never catch up with Preston John, though. All right, let's go. Here we go.
For a long time, African-centered scholars and academics have pressurized Egyptian antiquities to allow for the testing of skin pigmentation. This can be done via the measurement of the concentration of melanin to ascertain the exact skin tone of mummified individuals. Understandably, Afrocentric anthropologists have always been confident in the knowledge that ancient Egyptians will cluster among the same racial stock as modern Africans. Esteemed historian and physicist Dr. Cheikh Anta Diop developed a simple melanin dosage test that would be able to return the exact living complexion from any mummy based on a minuscule sample of the epidermis. What's important to note here is that melanin concentration is responsible for skin pigmentation. The more melanocytes present in skin, the darker an individual will be. Diop himself stated, although the epidermis is the main site of the melanin, the melanocytes penetrating the derm at the boundary between it and the epidermis, even where the latter has mostly been destroyed by the embalming materials, show a melanin level which is non-existent in the white-skinned races. In the case of the mummies sampled by Diop, in spite of some significant melanin degradation, they still possessed a concentration of melanocytes well within the dark-skinned ranges, normal for black Africans, but considerably beyond the accessible range for Eurasian peoples. Regarding the origin of his samples, Diop continues, the samples I myself analyzed were taken in the physical anthropology laboratory of the Musée de l'Homme in Paris off the mummies from the Marietta excavations in Egypt. For 2 years past, I have been vainly begging the curator of the Cairo Museum for similar samples to analyze. No more than a few square millimeters of skin would be required to mount a specimen. Naturally, his attempts to advance this test have faced staunch resistance from the gatekeepers of Egyptology, who only benefit from the lack of transparency in a shameless attempt to perpetuate the myth of racial ambiguity. This allows them to make estimations and promote reconstructions that are illogically and politically based on the current ethnically divergent population of Egypt, as opposed to their actual complexion based on a consistent and measurable variable that is easily acquired. However, more recently, during an excavation headed by the German Institute for Archaeology in Cairo in the year 2000, researchers sought to carry out anthropological and paleopathological analysis of the human remains from 3 tombs of the nobles of the necropolis of Thebes West. An additional study was conducted by Makota and Vermeeren, published in 2005. The study sought to test the quality of methods of rehydration for mummified tissue. In the study, samples were taken from a pool of 273 mummies, dated from the New Kingdom. Samples were taken from each organ of each of the mummies. During analysis of the skin samples, biologists noted that skin sections showed particularly good tissue preservation. Although much of the epidermis had already separated from the dermis, the remaining epidermis often was preserved well. The basal epithelial cells were packed with melanin as expected for specimens of Negroid origin. In essence, the epidermis was consistent with black or Negroid African groups based on the density of the melanin. This was the only conclusive assumption made alluding to ethnicity during the study, since its purpose was to compare methods of rehydration. This objective conclusion gives a silent nod to the tireless efforts of Diop and his protégés, who always knew that given the opportunity to test, the ancient Egyptians would be proven to be amongst the same ethnic stock as their African brethren. Thank you for joining me on The King's Monologue, a place where we are undeterred in our pursuit for historical truth by challenging centuries of Eurocentric ideology that has falsified the global worldview. Thanks to my entire Patreon family, with special thanks to my production team. If you'd like to support the future productions on the channel and help to fund further research, you can find a link in the description. Please remember to like and share the content. And obviously, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the King's Monologue so you don't miss out on further reconstructions, commentaries, reactions, shorts, and documentaries.
Okay, so I stayed on my word. I just played the whole video. I ain't saying nothing about that. Didn't throw nothing in, didn't I? Let y'all watch the video. We all seen with our own eyes. Now let's go back to his statement right here on this video right here. All right. Then we'll get into the quote unquote intricacies of why I disagree with his video. So King's Monologue, I went on ahead, I did what you said I could do. I played the video, right? Now let me come to what you said. All right.
Metatron played of my video. Why did you stop it and then start trying to debunk a picture from the you're doing it right now? It's like you've started the Metatron video and you didn't even let people watch my content. You didn't even let people watch my content. You literally just started making lies and saying that I said stuff that I didn't say. And it's like, dude,
hold on for a minute.
Don't take me out of
call you a
context.
liar. I didn't think you. Now, so listen. So your issue with me is
you take me out of context constantly. You know, you take me out of context. Now we're street soothing. You were like, this picture's of James I Aragon, blah blah blah. That one's not even in my video. That wasn't. That's you realize they only just added that image to the Wikipedia page as a response to my video because I debunked the false images they used. You realize that?
Megatron played that. Now listen, I got flavor and debonair. So when I say you bugging, I don't mean no real
on your channel. All you like to do is take me out of context and claim that I've made claims that I haven't made. You do that constantly. You did it the other day. You're trying to debunk my video about the Anna Maria study that I posted, and you made it out like I was making all of these claims that I never made. I was very, very clear. I never hid anything from my audience in that study. I was very, very clear about what the limitations of the study were, what they were trying to get out of it. And you were trying to make, I'm talking about the study, the Anna Maria Makota study, which was to test the different methods of rehydrating mummified skin, where she also tested for melanin density, and she found out that they had negroid skin. Yeah, that's the stuff.
There's no such thing as negroid skin.
That was her term. That was her term. That was her term. Sorry, that was her term. So don't try and quote me for that. That's a quote.
Okay.
That's a quote.
Listen, hold on. Hey, go. Let me ask him the trick question.
I don't want a trick question, Ang. Let's just talk about
it. I gotta put you in the trap and do it. I'm letting you know I'm putting you in the trap. If you answer this question, you will prove. Hold on. If you answer this question, listen. If you answer this question, you will actually prove that I've never actually misevaluated the things that you were saying. I've never actually done that. So I'm gonna ask you this: did the melanin test that Sheikh Diop's presented, did that show that the Nile Valley was inhabited with Africans or inhabited with Black people first?
I never referenced the test that that Diop did.
Oh, so I'm actually on
no, because I have reference. This is the thing, you don't watch my content. I was very clear.
Pause. So this is for the audience, the Afrocentrics. Y'all listen to this guy, and he literally just lied in y'all face and said he didn't reference Dr. Auntie Diop, but he did. He did reference Dr. Auntie Diop. So why would people listen to someone? And I'm not trying to take his listeners away, but on the show last night, he said he did not reference Dr. Auntie Diop.
Is that his name right there? Can we read? This is the video. He said, "Welcome to King's Monologue channel, when we embark on a journey to enlightenment into the life of groundbreaking work of Sheikh Anta Diop's." Okay. It says, a visionary African physicist and one of the most influential Afrocentric historian pioneers. First of all, Diop never called himself an Afrocentric. Okay. Everybody else did. Okay. All right. It says, in this captivating 10-minute documentary, we delve into Dr. Diop's revolutionary research on melanin doses testing, an indigenous method that uncovers the true complexion of mummies in ancient Egypt. What did we, I mean, did I do something wrong there? Did we mishear something, Gozy? Did we trip out or something, y'all?
I don't know, man. I just think the frustration came from the critique. I think that him being critiqued actually made him feel really. Some people think some people are just not smart. You know, some people think, and it's not even about, it's just intelligence. It's just some people feel that, you know, people shouldn't do it, or that they shouldn't be capable of doing it. Especially a African of North America, African in North America. You know, there's a lot of xenophobia that goes on behind closed doors that people don't know about. People are very ethnocentric in some layers because, again, my issue that I have with the brother is when he said in the comment section, he's the only African speaking. And you have some people who believe because they're continental Africans, you know, that they're better than, you know, distant African Americans who are also Africans. So with an African American correcting a continental African, because they play this game like they end all and be all, and they know everything and they can't be critiqued. Some of them. I'm not separating us as Africans because I see us all as Africans. I'm just saying the way he came on, that's coming from a specific place. It's coming from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And he was really more angry with the critique because you critiqued him. You corrected him. And he got caught up.
So you want to add something, Gullah? Because I could have sworn this video was talking about Diops and the other lady. Like, I'm not mischaracterizing anything. I would not do that. I would not do that to you, brother. I just wouldn't, yo. I know you hate me. I know you dislike me, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do like that. I let your content speak for yourself, yo. You make your videos is top notch, yo. I just don't agree with the information in it. That should be okay. Yeah. You let Metatron not agree with your shit. He be
but see,
Tyson you like Tyson.
But see, there's something going on though. And Sister Jolanda just said something that was very important. People in Europe stick together. That, you know, it's a reason why he won't give Megatron the same, you know, smoke that he'll give you. You know, at the end of the day, they're both Europeans. They're part of he live in the UK. Megatron Megatron also live in Europe. So that's some European shit going on. They want to be the banners of teaching the world. And they tend to think Americans are stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you think that is?
Absolutely. I may be wrong, but I absolutely feel that that's the issue. People overseas in Europe feel that they are, you know, more, and a British Yoruba, regardless of British Nigerian, whatever it is, he's going to ride with people over there. I mean, you can see how their demeanor is, even if you into MMA, and you can see how some of them speak, you know, compared to battling African Americans or certain types of American people. You can hear the undertones. You know, it's a lot of that going, even in the boxing world. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on that people don't pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what you look like or your color. It's some nationalism shit going on in between too.
Yeah, it must be that. Let me see.
Let's just talk
I gotta put you in the trap and do it. I'm letting you know I'm putting you in the trap. If you answer this question, you will prove. Hold on. If you answer the question, listen. If you answer this question, you will actually prove that I've never actually misevaluated the things that you were saying. I've never actually done that. So I'm gonna ask you this: did the melanin test that Sheikh Anthony Diop's presented, did that show that the Nile Valley was inhabited with Africans or inhabited with Black people first?
I never referenced the test that Diop did.
Oh, so I'm asking you,
because I haven't got because I haven't got that on reference. This is the thing, you don't watch my content. I was very clear about this. And I will explain to you what I say in the video. I don't know why I have to explain it. If you watched it, I wouldn't have to explain it. No, stop. Okay, this is what you do, what I find very frustrating.
Let's move to the lady then.
Let me now go to clarify what I said in the video.
Send me the video. Put the video on. Go ahead, play it.
I can say it, and then you can watch it afterwards. Yeah, I was quite clear. I said Sheikh Anthony Diop devised a method. He requested the mummies from the Marriott Museum. This is all.
So you did use him though. I just want to make sure you use
him, but I never made claims.
So why wouldn't I go to his study?
I never made claims about his outcomes.
No problem.
I don't know what his outcomes were.
No problem.
I don't have that as a paper. But you made that claim. No, you can't say no problem because your whole video was based.
Gozy, at the end of the video, didn't he give the outcome? Or am I just tripping?
Yeah, he did.
Am I just tripping? Do I gotta go to the part where he says
to test? The ancient Egyptians would be proven to be amongst the same to test, who always knew that given the opportunity to test, the ancient Egyptians would be proven to be amongst the same ethnic stock as their African brethren. Thank you for joining me on the King's Monologue, to be among who always. This objective conclusion gives a silent nod to the tireless efforts of Diop and his protégés, who always knew that given the opportunity to test, the ancient Egyptians would be proven to be amongst the same ethnic stock as their African brethren. Thank you for joining me on the King's Monologue.
And even that term is shaky, ethnic stock, because a Yoruba ethnic group is distinct from an Igbo ethnic group, even though they're both Nigerians. So what do you mean by ethnic stock? That doesn't even make sense.
Ethnicity is not established by the color of your skin.
No, it's not. The Egyptian ethnic stock is Egyptian. They just Egyptian. They don't have anything shared with other groups. They're Egyptian. Just like a Yoruba is a Yoruba, Igbo is a Igbo, a San is a San. They're different ethnic groups within Nigeria. Like, people really need to pay attention to what these people are saying. And to the dude that said Megatron is a Middle East, he's not. He's Italian. You guys don't even really listen to these people. He's Sicilian. He said it. He's not Middle Eastern. He's a Sicilian man. He's Italian.
He's that.
People crazy.
That. So there y'all go. I have not mischaracterized anybody. That's not my thing, to mischaracterize black men, yo. Right? We all fight for the same thing. I just fight for scientific accuracy because I know how dangerous it can get when pseudo information is presented. I understand what racism is, and I don't want to see the world back at that spot again. We either moving in this direction away from it, or we moving back to it. Ain't no in-betweens on that. Once science moved away from that, pseudoscientific ideas, there was no turning back. Now right? We're not happy with the conclusions. I appreciate what Diop and Theophile Banger and Walt D. Watney did. They made the world see Egypt in this African context, man. Shit made it all the way to the Met. Contribution of Egypt to the world. It's an African civilization. Maybe you understand what an African civilization is and what African is, and maybe you don't. What African don't mean is that mean you jet black. That ain't what African mean. It's the most diverse place on planet Earth. Anybody want to add something to that?
Definitely. It's the only continent where Homo sapiens ran the longest before dispersing out. It has multiple diversity and multiple lines, different traits, different things. Because human beings spent more time on a continent to be more diverse. Not to mention the ancient back migrations to add on to what occurred with people and groups. I mean, Africa is an amazing place. So having blue, black, or dark skin doesn't determine your true Africanness. It doesn't. You know, that mindset was given to us. It really was. It was given to us. I mean, in ancient times, nobody was called, like the people that lived south of the Sahara, or what they labeled sub-Saharan Africa, they wasn't running around here saying, I'm a black man, when they all looked the same. They knew each other based off their ethnic groups, the clans, the subsets within the clans, you know, different things that they did. Some people used to have different piercings or different scar sections to determine who was who, you know. This stuff is new. And the people in North Africa has been fair-skinned for a very long time. It's not new. Light skin is not new, you know. like to limit people and to limit, you know, stubborn mutations. That's what they all are. To determine what's what or what's original is really problematic, man. And it really shows how small your mind is. We gotta open up a little bit. We all capable of learning. Just learn, have an open mind, and understand the true human story of what's what. It's just that's simple.
So this is Gulliver's favorite article right here, man. Dark skin. I suggest you read the whole damn thing, man.
Yeah, like, read both of them. Read dark skin and light skin. It's two of them, bro.
Read the dark skin and read light skin, yo. All right. Let's come to the distribution of dark skin, yo. Just tired of playing, man. Like, everybody playing this crazy game. There's a correlation between the geographic distribution of UV radiation. Talk about this on all our shows, man. UVR. And the distribution of skin pigmentation around the world. I'm going to say this again. There is a correlation. Do you know what this word is? Correlation. There is a, when you say correlation, there's a reason. There's a fundamental thing that brings it together. There's something going on. The thing that correlates things together. What is it? It's the damn radiation. Not racist white people and not wild black people trying to get racist white people back. That's not what it is. It's a natural phenomenon called UVA. It's the correlation. This happens around the world, not just in Africa, man. And the distribution of skin pigmentation around the world. Areas that have higher amounts of UVR have darker skin populations, generally located near the equator. Generally, it says areas that are further away from the equator and generally closer to the poles have a lower concentration of UVR and contain lighter skin populations. This is the result of human evolution. Always back to that, which contributed to the variable melanin content in the skin to adapt to certain environments, man. So this organism is adapting to its environment. Living life has to adapt to its environment, or it will not produce valuable offspring. Now, larger percentage of dark-skinned people are found in the southern hemisphere. Anybody want to add something real quick?
I mean, that's a fact. I mean, living in equatorial zones, we have to expect that. This naked ape. And at one time period when we were earlier forms, before we were Homo sapiens, the first human was Homo habilis. And before we started shedding fur and open savanna or our hair, we were fair skinned before the melanocytes abstracted into, or the melanosomes increased, and it caused us to have darker pigmented skin. The form into melanin expressed itself through the dermises. But before that, when we were Australopithecus, and then the earliest phase of human, which is Homo habilis, that they could label as handyman, he was much lighter. So light skin and dark skin has always been fickle and backwards and forward,
Yeah, or like,
Go ahead,
it could have been like some type of, because we was going emerging into the savannas.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have been similar to how like bonobo chimps is.
Yep.
They dark where mostly their skin is exposed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then even when you look at a common chimp, they very light when they babies. But as
Mm-hmm.
they age, you know what I'm saying, they start to bald in certain regions. They get darker, you know what I'm saying, melanocytes, you know what I'm saying, in certain areas in their faces and stuff when they climbing high parts of the canopies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Skin color is not fixed. You're dealing with a naked ape, or like Gullah said the other day, a grassland ape. You know what I'm saying? Like we going backwards and forward. Skin color is fickling. But we're shedding our hair. We're being more exposed. By the time you go from Australopithecus africanus into Homo habilis and then mutating all the way to Homo erectus, you're looking at a browner skinned person. By the time you become fully modern anatomically correct human, which is Homo sapiens sapien, or thinking man, or wise man, you're fully, you really don't got hair. You're darkly pigment. You have long limb proportions. You have coilier hair to release heat to keep the body cool. Curlier hair compared to certain people in different zones, because hair texture and hair shaft was going backwards and forward. I think when they found the hair in a hyena cave in South Africa, the hair shaft was at 54, which showed that the earlier phases of Homo sapiens had intermediate hair texture, like Aborigine Australians. And also, like Gullah said, we talked about this months ago, they had different textures of hair shafts based off the region that they were in. Some was even more coilier. So some things that you even see in modern, fully tropical adapted Black Africans is later derived. A lot of the modern Black Africans did not look the way they look today, 19,000 years ago, or 30,000 years ago. There has been a lot of changes. So this is why the argument about a Siller man, based off what he looked like, not saying that, that with him having a patulum mandibular or prognathism, and you also find it with the Halfling skulls in Upper Egypt, Jebel Sahaba, and then when you look at other skulls much earlier, they're absent of that. Or you look at Nazlet Carter that was found in Egypt 30,000. He had intermediate features that matches up with Upper Pleistocene Europeans and ancient populations in Sub-Saharan Africa that didn't look the way people look today. There has been a lot of changes. So when you get caught up in skin, it gets real tricky because it's not fixed.
It's not. So, all right, I just showed y'all on the map the southern hemisphere. Okay. It contains all the parts of 5 continents and 4 oceans, as well as New Zealand and most of the Pacific islands in Oceania. Its surface is about 80.9% water compared to 60.7 water in the northern hemisphere. All right, here you go. It says because of the longitudinal landmass distribution, okay, is disproportionate. The present distribution of skin color variation does not completely reflect the correlation of intense UVR and dark skin pigmentation due to the mass migration and the movement of peoples across continents in the recent past. It says dark skin populations inhabited what? Africa, Australia, Malaysia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and South America. The Black Isles take advantage of this completely. They make all these people African and all these people you. That's why I like to say people of color. Okay? It says live in some of the areas with the highest UV radiation in the world and have evolved dark skin pigmentation as protection from the sun's harmful rays. Evolution has restricted humans with darker skin in tropical latitudes, especially in non-forested regions. We talked about that on our shows, where ultraviolet radiation from the sun usually is the most intense. Different dark skin populations are not necessarily closely related genetically. This is what we've been saying. Okay? Before the modern mass migration, it has been argued that the majority of dark skin pigment people lived within the 20% of the equator.
Absolutely. When you look at the dark skinned people in the Andaman Islands, the Angi, and the different groups.
Well, here we go. We're gonna go down the groups.
When you look at the
Bukra.
Negritos or the people of the Andaman Islands, they say that the people in the Andaman Islands are closer to basal East Asians, and they're genetically distant from a Nigerian or a Wolof or a Dinka or black sub-Saharan Africans. They're genetically far off. So yeah, they dark, but dark skin isn't enough. When you look into their DNA, they're more closer to other East Asians, but they're the basal branch of early East Asians. So skin color shouldn't be a determining factor to say what's what, because something look like what you want it to look like.
The Chapa people, the Bougainville, the Bukra, Solomon Islands. We talk about that in Malaysia. We talk about all that in Mozambique. We talk about that. The native people of Bougainville, Papua New Guinea, have some of the darkest skin pigmentation in the world. Did you know that? The native people of Bougainville, am I saying it right? Bougainville, right? Papua New Guinea have some of the darkest skin pigmentation in the world, y'all. Although these people are widely separated, they share similar physical environments. It says in both regions, they experience very high UVR exposure from cloudless skies near the equator, which is reflected from water or sand. Water reflects, depending on color, about 10 to 30% of the UVR that falls on it.
That's the reflected,
all in the game.
Reggie.
Go ahead, brother.
That's the reflections Reggie was confused about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what's interesting? I like what Astro just said. You know, my brother Astro, he's absolutely correct. A light-skinned Amazigh man of North Africa is closer to a sub-Saharan African than an Aborigine Australian. You know, people don't want to accept that. You know, that's just a fact genetically.
Look, this is your favorite thing to talk about this 15 years ago. More recent research has found that human populations over the past 50,000 years have changed from dark skin to light skin and vice versa. Only 100, some say 50 generations too. All right. Say from 100 to 200 generations ago. It says the ancestors of most people living today likely also resided in a different place and had a different skin color, according to Nina Debunking. Darkly pigmented modern populations of South India and Sri Lanka are an example of this, having redarkened after their ancestors migrated down from the areas much farther north. Scientists originally believed that such shift in pigmentation occurred relatively slowly. However, researchers has since observed that changes in skin coloration can happen in as little as 100 generations, 2,500 years, with no intermarriage required. The speed of change is also affected by clothing, which tends to slow it down. So I want y'all to know in the Nile Valley, yo, I'm saying you can start out at 4,000 BCE with dark-skinned people, yo. And then by the time you get to 2,500, by the time you get to modern times, yo, their skin and change ain't having a whole lot to do with intermarriages. See, this is the game y'all trying to play when you fight against science. Go ahead and go, Z.
So, let's use this for example. Let's just say this, and it just said, let's say the modern population in Egypt, right? Let's say they stop dressing the way they dress, and they dress like their ancestors, and they do it consistently for 2,000 years, and they allow their skin to be exposed, and they don't use no air conditioning, none of that. I'm talking about if they start living like their ancestors 3,000 years prior, and they do this for about, let's say, 300 years, 200 years, and people take pictures of them, what do you think they're going to look like? I'm talking about the
get darker. Like I don't like we've been saying this for at least 15 years though. Go say the word polymorphisms. How you say it? Polypopicities. Polypopicities.
Or throwback polymorphism.
Throwback polymorphism.
Morphism is mutation. So here's the thing. Let's think about it. If you get Bedouins or Arabs or any group, and they live like their ancestors 300 years ago without air conditioner, they don't wear their hijabs, they don't wear turbans, they don't wear anything, and they just let their bodies be exposed to ultraviolet radiation, and they do it for 300 years or 200 years. Somebody that's coming from America take pictures of them. What are they gonna see?
Yeah, and if you really look at some of these people, they got their own look. Like you ain't seen no person look like this in Africa. Y'all think y'all did, but no, ain't no person like this. They have their own distinct. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what, Gullah? I was
outside of the team. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Gullah, you was right, bro, because I was looking at the Adam and Eve people, the Angi people. It was a documentary on them. I was looking at their face, and I'm like, damn, they definitely got a distinct look. But you know, if you got that racist eye or you're a skinhead, you just say, "Oh, that's black. That proved we was there." You know, Aboriginal bullshit. But what I'm saying is, you know, the Abos in America, the blacks who say that they're indigenous, you know, the copper skin thing. And if you look at that, you believe, damn, that's us. But if you really look at them, they have a unique look that's distinct from other people.
Man, indigenous Australians, as with all other populations outside of Africa, are descendants of the outer African wave. Genetic evidence has pointed out that the indigenous people of Australia are genetically dissimilar to the dark-skinned populations of Africa, and that they are more closely related to other non-African populations. This is counterintuitive. You need measurements to do this. The eyeball test won't help you. Okay, so I just went over this, the different peoples, y'all can see it. And if this ain't a group of people from the hood or a group of people from the upstate New York, yeah, I'm saying, moving in the areas, then what is? Like you're definitely gonna mess this up right here. Look at the hair, look at all that. Look, you're gonna mess this up. If you use your eyes, will lie to you. Right now, your eyes are lying to you. Got the shirt on and really fake you out. But your eyes are lying to you right now. You're not seeing what you think you're seeing. These are Papua New Guinea. Bougainville, some of the darkest people on the planet. Remember I read that, right? You're done. You're done. You're looking at this picture saying, you tripping. Come on, yo. This is the point I'm making. You need science to tell you this. You ain't looking at these people saying nothing. So if you don't use science and evolution and migrations, all the stuff we're talking about, you're going to mess this up because your eyes is telling you, wait a minute, yo, these are people from Africa. Some of the light people in this picture, right, are African Americans, bro. If you put them in regular street clothes, yo, this dude with the bush, the afro, yo, he look like anybody in New York City, yo. Like, y'all not going to tell me y'all eyes ain't lying to you right now, but they are. So if you use the melanin dose test on these people, what would you say? See? Because you have high concentration of melanin, don't mean you African, do it. It does not. So it actually can't tell you if you're African or not. It can tell you if you have a high ratio of melanin in your skin. That's the point we was trying to make there. And never was trying to make no other points to that. So we went there. So let's get to the article at hand, and it is this one. Okay? Determination of optical rehydration, asphyxiation, and staining methods for historical and immunohistochemical analysis of mummified soft tissues. This word is important right here. Right? This is the heading of the paper. It's what the paper is actually talking about, y'all. This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure out determinations of optimal rehydration. They're trying to figure out a technique to rehydrate mummies, right? For staining methods, fixation and staining methods, for historical and immune histochemical analysis. They're trying to figure out the disease in the population. They're not trying to figure out the melanin thing. By happenstance, this is just so happens, it's part of it when you look at the epidermic of the skin, trying to figure out the rehydration. This is a scientific article. This is what it's talking about. Does anybody want to add to this? Very interesting there. Let's move to the breakdown. Go ahead.
You do if you do melanin dosage test on the person in India, you're gonna get the same high percentage.
Man, come on. All right. So this article is clear about what this article is about, man. All right. All right. So the article is simply trying to figure out optimal rehydration. All right. Let's see. It say the researchers evaluated 13 established rehydration methods alongside 3 newly developed ones, applying them, okay, to the meniscus. All right, that's a muscle, skin, and placenta samples. Placenta, you know what the placenta is? It's what the baby is contained in, right? Samples from Egyptian mummies. All right, it says each rehydration method was tested with 3 different fixatives. The tissues were then subjected to standard historical stains, right? They staining it, right? All right, they putting it through everything. Okay, they just trying to figure out it because they real overall thing is they're trying to study the disease in the population, and this is what most of the DNA tests are. They're trying to figure it out, trying to figure out, what type of diseases these populations have, who is most susceptible to this, blase, 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 blase. This is not what everybody's trying to fight for, man. That's a wild game everybody's doing. Okay, so the paper, okay, the aim of the daggone paper, okay, is to focus on the development of effective methodologies for studying ancient mummy tissue. All right, let me see. Let's see what the goal of the study is. The goal of the study's primary objective is to identify the most effective combination of rehydration, fixation, staining protocols. Okay, the tissues hold valuable information about ancient populations' health and cultural practices. That's what they're looking for, y'all. They're trying to figure out the overall health, all right, and cultural practices in the ancient Egyptians. And use experimental approaches: rehydration, fixation, staining. Okay, key findings. Effectiveness of the rehydration and fixation protocols varies depending on the type of tissue analyzed. All right. For example, the Sanderson solution, all right, with formaldehyde was best for the placenta, while the rougher one solution worked well for skin. All right. Let me move here and get you that word that's throwing everybody. Any of y'all want to add something while y'all here? Anybody got anything to add? Gozy Gullah?
No, I was looking at what my brother Astro was saying. He's absolutely correct. Ancient Egyptians had higher Neolithic Iranian population compared to the people, the Amazigh people. The Amazigh would have had more of the Anatolian layer, but the Egyptians had a higher percentage of Neolithic Iranian. Yes, they did, especially, starting at, 5,000 years prior before that, they were highly closer to Natufians. But in a specific time period, you start to see that CHG layer start to increase from those Iranian Neolithic populations. So that's factual. That's factual.
All right. Hold on, let me see. Okay. I want to read the line in the study. This is the line in the study I would like to read here. This is the one where everybody lose their brain. You come down to the results and you come down to the skin section. This is what he read. It said the skin section showed particularly good tissue preservation, although cellular outlines were never distinct. Although much of the epidermis had already separated from the dermis, it said the remaining epidermis often was preserved well. All right, now hold on, let me get right here. Right here. Here we go. The basal epithermal cells were packed with melanin. Here you go. Let me get this right. The basal epithermal cells were packed with melanin, okay, as expected for specimens of Negroid origin. In the dermis, the hair follicles, hair, and what's this? I don't know what this is. Hold on, let me get this right. Hold on. Get that. Sebaceous and sweat glands were readily apparent. So, right here, this is the statement in question. Why would they use that? Well, let's find out. In the context of this paper, when the author uses the term Negroid, they're referring to an outdated racial classification system historically used in anthropology and biology. This system attempted to categorize humans into broad groups based on physical characteristics, such as skin color, hair texture, and cranial features. The term Negroid was used to describe populations primarily of African origins, characterized by darker skin and other phenotypic traits. In specific instances, melanin observation says the authors note that the basal epithermic cells of the skin contained high levels of melanin, which aligns with pigmentation typically associated with individuals of African ancestry. This observation suggests that mummified individuals likely belong to population with darker skin. That should not be a surprise, because at the Cairo Symposium, they said the Egyptians range in skin color from dark to light. So that should not be a damn surprise at all. Okay? Scientific context. The use of Negroid in this context reflects terminology that was common in older scientific literature. However, it is now considered outdated, okay, and improvises because it oversimplifies. Watch this. Human genetics and phenotypic diversity. And it's tied to historically problematic concepts of race. To my understanding today, such findings would typically be described in terms of geographic ancestry, specific genetic traits, higher melanin production associated with certain populations in Africa, rather than using racial classification like Negroid. In summary, the authors are identifying the characteristics in the mummified tissue consistent with darker skin populations in African origin, but the term Negro reflects an outdated language that modern anthropology and biology strive to replace with the more precise and cultural sense and terminology. So you wouldn't use that. Makes no sense. Because the question is, well, then what is it? You know, what is a Negroid? What is it? Right? And so we come to, what does the melanin dose test have to do with all this? Because he combined both of them together. Right? It say, the question is, does this have anything to do with the melanin dose test? It says no. Immunohistorical, that's IHC analysis, as described in this paper, does not directly involve or relate to melanin dose tests. Now, it goes on to say, however, both deal with presence of melanin in biological samples. So it is important to clarify their distinctions. Y'all want to add anything in connections? Anybody want to add anything? Or y'all in the chat?
You cooking. You know, you cooking. Because nobody has an issue with. I mean, that was never the argument. You know, for the people's skin tone range in Egypt.
Right, that's never the argument.
So when you get into Upper Egypt, you're gonna find people with darkly pigmented skin. You go into Upper Egypt, you find people with lighter skin. That's not an argument.
It's not an argument, yo.
Even the people in Socotra or some Bedouin groups are highly dark, but because you gotta understand, when Homo sapiens left out of Africa, they were highly pigmented. They were highly dark skinned. They are tropical ape. They develop in tropical environments. So some people retain their dark skin, but they still could be genetically distinct from populations that's still within a continent. So, for example, the people in the Andaman Islands, they retain a lot of the darker skin from the first humans that left out, but they also went their own unique genetic drift, and they also have a genetic distance from populations within Africa. So when you start to look at them autosomally, they fall in line with people in Asia more than they fall in line with people in Africa, but they retain their skin. The same thing with some Bedouin groups of Arabia. They're not, a lot of these people are not, Africans. They have genetically distinct populations or uniqueness to them, yet and still they retain dark skin. So if you look at these groups of people, dark skin isn't a determining factor of what's what, but we know when you go into Upper Egypt, you find outliers and you find certain populations near the borders in between, touching the tip of North Sudan and Upper Egypt once you cross into Aswan. Or when you look at the Saidi people that live there, or the Fellahin, those different groups, or the people of Gurner that live in those zones, you're going to find people with darkly pigmented skin. You find some Copts that can range. Copts can be as olive as Italian and lighter skin, and you find a few that can be dark. The skin tone always range in a gradient phase or gradient zone when it comes to the people groups. So that's not the argument. That doesn't make them. I don't know what his argument is with this.
So, you got some Gullah?
I don't get it either. I don't know what do saying KingsMonologue. I never really looked at his channel. I thought, also, you already know. I don't look at the silly channels, man. I look at the.
I mean, he got a big ass channel, yo.
He got a big channel, so
he got to be more responsible. He got to be more responsible.
Yeah, he do got to be wrong. He got a lot of people watching this channel.
That's my point. Nobody's trying to drag the black man. Well, I'm simply saying I don't agree. So I want to deal with the relations.
But I'm assuming most of his audience are people that are confirmation bias people anyway in their research if they're looking at his channel. So
yeah, we would have to learn how to defeat that. We defeat that with science. We defeat our confirmation bias with science. So the relation to the study, talking about the melanin dose test and the actual study itself. In the reference study, the IHC analysis of melanin, right? That's the hold on, I want to say that right. That's the immune historical chemical analysis, right? All right. Analysis of melanin in basal epidermal cells is a way to observe the biological characteristics of the tissue, such as skin pigmentation associated with ancestry. It says the authors are not performing a melanin dose test, right? I'm not saying he said that. It say to qualify melanin levels, but instead are using the immunohistorical chemical techniques, right, to visualize melanin distribution within preserved cells. That's what they was doing. They wasn't trying to figure out nothing about who they was. That's not what they was doing in that study, no matter what you say. Got that wrong. It say while the study involves melanin detection, it does not qualify melanin content as a melanin dose test would. Instead, it assesses melanin historical presence and localization in ancient tissues. See? Contributing to the understanding of their pigmentation and preservation. They was trying to understand the pigmentation and how the preservation of it was. So a melanin dose test cannot definitively determine whether a person is a Black African or identify someone's ancestry with precision. While melanin content in skin can correlate with pigmentation, which is influenced by genetic and geographical ancestry, the relationship between melanin levels and ethnic identity is complex and cannot be simplified to a test. Talking about the melanin dose test, right? What a melanin dose test may measure. Melanin dose test typically qualifies the amount of melanin in the skin, hair, reflecting pigmentation levels. Melanin levels are influenced by genetic factors, variations in the genes, the MC1R, the TYR, and the SLC24A5. We heard that 15 years ago. And environmental factors such as sun exposure, limitations in using melanin to infer ancestry, y'all. This is what we talking about. Everybody misused that. So Diop's thing wasn't clicking then because there was limitations in trying to do that to infer ancestry. Melanin variability. Melanin production varies widely amongst individuals within any given population. See, darker skin is common amongst various populations in Africa, Australia, South Asia, and other regions with high UVA exposure, making it making it solely indirect of African ancestry. So you can't just say that it's African ancestry. So it's unreliable, okay, as a sole indicator of African ancestry. I'm gonna say this again. Since there's heavy exposure of UVA in certain portions of the world, right, it would make it unreliable as a sole indicator for African ancestry. Oh, that's my phone. Okay, it says overlapping across population. We talk about that. People from different geographical regions can have similar melanin levels due to environmental adaptations. People from South India and Malaysia may have similar skin tones to people from sub-Saharan Africa. Ancestral diversity in Africa. Africa is the most genetically diverse continent. And not all Africans have dark skin. Been trying to tell y'all that. Some populations in North Africa and the Horn of Africa have lighter skin due to distinct environment, evolutionary, and migratory histories. Pigmentation genes are global. Genes controlling melanin production are found worldwide, y'all. And their expression is not exclusive to African populations. For example, alleles, we say it all the time, alleles are variations in genes associated with darker skin are also found in other populations living in regions with high UVA rays. Conclusion. Melanin dose tests can provide information about pigmentation levels, but it cannot actually determine if a person is of Black African descent. Human ancestry is too complex to be inferred from skin pigmentation alone. Modern genetics offer more precise and reliable tools for exploring these questions, man. So there you have it, man. And you know,
Hey, I think this show has detonated it. I mean, this is a great show. I hope the audience learned.
and we did it in under 3 hours.
Under 3 hours.
Ain't no shade on King Monologue, bro. We just don't agree. We use science over here, and everything has to be precise and to the point, yo. So I don't know why you don't like me. You don't like me because you don't like some dudes you just don't like. I don't feel the same way about you. I don't dislike the brother, yo. I just think he's a dedicated pseudo. That's all. You forensics expert. Man, boy, I tell you. Let me stop.
I mean, the world is full of pseudos, man. I mean, it is. I mean, he do things for his audience. You know, life is about how you think and how you feel and how you communicate. So people want to feel. They want to feel good. You know, and for that audience that want to feel good, you know, it's more people that pseudos that invest.
Look at this. Look at this, Gozy. I'm gonna do this for you. You say basic Semitic Anatolian farmers came into Egypt and Sudan. Nope, that's not. You crazy, yo. That's then see that doesn't even make no sense, bro.
No, nobody says that.
Yeah, nobody says that, yo. I mean, you can put that in chat GBT, get beat up.
Yeah. Let's do that, huh? You should do that real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna do that for you, bro. I'm gonna put that in chat GPT. Let me see what you come up with. Let me see. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Let me do this. This is how you do it. Watch this, y'all. Let me see what we come up with. Let me see. All right. Watch this. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the show. Right. I'm gonna paste a statement. I got you. Let me get that. Let's see. Basically, all right, let me see. All right, let's see. Fresh page here. All right. Did Semitic Anatolian farm? I'm gonna put that in there. Basically, did Semitic Anatolian farmers come into Africa, come into Egypt, Sudan, and gave civilization to Africa? There you go. All right, let's see what it is. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Kwame, you tripping. I'm gonna show my screen for everybody, yo. We're gonna end the show on beating up Kwame. That's the question. Y'all see it loud and clear. The question is basically, did Semitic Anatolian farmers come into Egypt and Sudan and gave civilization to Africa? The answer is no. Did you want to read that? Did you want to read this, Gozy? Mike can't see. Anyway, the answer is no, Kwame. See, you're a pseudo. Semitic Anatolian farmers did not come into Egypt or Sudan and give civilization to Africa. This idea misrepresents the origin of African civilization and reflects an outdated Eurocentric narrative. Let me clarify the evidence. Origin of Egyptian and Sudanese civilization, indigenous development. The ancient civilizations of Egypt and Sudan, okay, ancient Egypt and the kingdom of Kush emerged as indigenous African cultures. They were deeply rooted in the environmental, social, and economic conditions of the Nile Valley. Nile Valley contributions. Evidence shows that early Nile Valley civilizations, such as pre-dynastic Egyptian societies and cultures like the Badarian and the Nakata, were African in origin. These cultures contributed to the development of writing, governance, architecture, and religion. Agriculture in Egypt and Sudan. Agriculture in Egypt and Sudan arose through local innovations and diffusions from the Fertile Crescent. See? Look up the word, Kwame. Agriculture in Egypt and Sudan arose through local innovations and diffusion from the Fertile Crescent. Indigenous African contributions such as the cultivation of sorghum and millet predate foreign influences. By the Neolithic period, 10,000 to 4,500 BC, the Nile Valley societies had adopted farming techniques suitable for African environment. See, you gotta get your farming got to be suited for the environment. Interactions with the Levant. There was interaction between Egypt and the Levant, including Anatolia as part of the broader Afro-Asiatic trade and exchange network. However, these interactions were reciprocal, with Egypt influencing the Levant as much as the reverse. Early Egyptian record of archaeological highlight that Egypt traded with, sometimes colonized parts of the Levant during the Bronze Age, showcasing Egypt's strength and influence. Semitic Anatolian farmers and their impact. The movement of Anatolian farmers associated with early agriculture is part of the Levant, occurred during the Neolithic period, 9000 BCE. However, their influence did not extend into Egypt or Sudan in a way that shaped the damn civilization there. The linguistic genetic evidence suggests that Semitic languages and people emerged in the Levant and interacted with neighboring regions, but they did not bring civilization to Africa. African agency. African civilization like Egypt, Kush, and others were a product of African innovation and adaptation to local conditions. Contributions in African people and the development of centralized states, monumental architecture, pyramids, mathematics, medicine are all well documented. Rebuttal of Eurocentric theories. Claims that external groups civilized Africa are rooted in colonial era-based aim to deny African agency and accomplishment. Modern archaeological, linguistic, and genetic studies have debunked these theories, reaffirming the African origins of Nile Valley civilization. In summary, civilizations of Egypt and Sudan arose independently within the African continent and were shaped by a unique environment, cultures of the Nile Valley. While there were exchanges with neighboring regions, these civilizations were not the result of an influx of Semitic Anatolia farming. And then if I start asking more questions about genetics and the people, it's going to add to it. Anything you want to add to that, Ngozi? Oh, he died out of there.
Yo, no, I was doing something. No, I was gonna say, no, bro, that you broke it down. No, nobody ever said that the people wasn't indigenous. I mean, if the people want to learn, I mean, we can ask if ancient populations in North Africa or Egypt mix with Anatolian farmers in a Neolithic period or the pre-Holocene. I mean, of course, but mixture doesn't denounce populations from being African. So, I mean, we never said they were nothing else but indigenous groups. So nobody said, Semitic people or whatever came in to do anything. That's not our argument. That never was our argument.
Never was our argument. What do you want to say? Iran, what'd you say?
Did ancient Anatolian or Neolithic Iranians mix into pre-dynastic Egyptians genetics? See if they got something on that on Chat GPT.
Let me see. Iranian peoples.
Neolithic Iranians mixed into pre-dynastic Egyptians.
Neolithic. All right, let me get this right. We already know what the answer gonna be before it come up. It's funny. Does genetics from outside of Africa say Neolithic Iranian? What do you say, farmers?
Yeah, mixed into pre-dynastic Egyptian population.
Farmers, right?
Yeah, Neolithic Iranians mixed into pre-dynastic Egyptian.
Not farmers. Don't put farmers there.
You can put farmers if you want, either one.
I need the best one. What's the best one for you?
Just put Neolithic Iranian farmers or Neolithic Iranians mixed into pre-dynastic Egyptians.
All right. Into what? Pre-dynastic.
Pre-dynastic Egyptians.
All right, got him. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we come up with. Let's see what we come up with here. Let's see what we come up with right here with all this rape. Okay, does genetics from outside of Africa say Neolithic Iranians
Farmers.
mixed into pre-dynastic
Egyptians.
Egypt? All right, let's see. What you think it said?
I'm just, I want the audience to see.
The answer is yes. Genetic evidence suggests that there was some mixing of population from outside of Africa, including groups with ancestry linked to Neolithic Iran and Anatolian farmers, into the gene pool of pre-dynastic Egyptians. However, this mixing was limited and occurred within the context of the Nile Valley position as a crossroads of human migration, trade, and interaction. Here's a breakdown of the evidence. And I ain't read all that, bro, because we already know what it is, yo.
Yeah,
like, we don't got to do that.
yeah,
Now,
but
watch this.
that's
This
for the
the part.
I
Watch
want to
this.
go ahead.
Does this mean that the ancient Egyptians are not indigenous? Yeah. See, now they learning, yo. Does this mean, or does this stop? Let me see. Does this stop the ancient Egyptians from being indigenous? Does this mean that the ancient Egyptians are no longer indigenous? Let me see. Because that's what they would say, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. The skinheads. They definitely say it.
Oh shit. Oh, here's the answer. The answer says no. The genetic evidence showing limited non-African gene flow into Africa into ancient Egyptians does not mean they are no longer considered indigenous. The term indigenous refers to the origins and development of civilization within a particular region. And ancient Egypt is firmly rooted in African context, both culturally and biologically. Let me explain. Let me explain. No, let's say, let me explain why the ancient Egyptians are still considered indigenous. Come on, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, we've been saying the same shit the whole time.
They just got cooked. It's over with.
See, no. There you go. Definition of indigenous: cultural development and context. Indigenous means that a civilization and population developed primarily in its own environmental, social, and cultural context. See? Ancient culture, language, religion, art, governance, social structure was shaped by the Nile Valley, geography, and resources, which are distinct to Africa. Local adaptation and innovation. The early Egyptian state and culture arose from early African civilizations, such as those in the Sahara, Nubia, and alongside the Nile, the Barbarian and Akkadian cultures. Genetic admixture does not, I'm going to say it again, genetic admixture does not erase indigeneity. Gene flow is common in human history. How long have we said this, bro?
We've been saying this forever. It's just for the race, the skinhead, the audience.
Most populations around the world show evidence of gene flow from neighboring regions due to migration, trade, and intermarriage. This does not make them non-indigenous. Carol Cooney talked about that. If you look at the Native Americans that's in America now, because they still there, and you check their DNA, they still indigenous, but they have a different influx of DNA. Am I not right, Ngozi?
Absolutely. You look at the Mexican or the mestizo, they are part indigenous, and then they also have the Mediterranean Spanish. You look at, but a lot of them got their own thing in that because Mexico is still part of North America. People don't know that. But if you look at the Cherokee or the people that live in Dakota, even though they are highly indigenous to what was in America, they do have some integration from Northwestern European people that integrate into those people in that portion of North America compared to the Mexicans or the Chilean people or people near those regions who got more Mediterranean Spanish blood. Either way, when we see a Native American, regardless of his subtle admixture, we still see him as indigenous. Some of these people that live on reservations get paid for being Native American because they have a certain component at a certain percentage. They don't care about the British admixture that some of them got or European admixture. They're still indigenous.
It says here, gene flow is common. I read that. All right. In history, ancient Egyptian limited genetic mixing population from Levant, Anatolia, and Near East reflects Egypt's position as a hub interaction, not a replacement of its African roots. Predominantly African genetics. Studies show that the core genetic makeup of ancient Egyptians, especially in Upper Egypt, Southern Egypt, is closely related to other African populations, particularly those from Sudan and the Horn of Africa and the Sahara. And that shit is mixed. Cultural continuity confirms indigeneity. African origins of key traits. I don't want to read that. Continued African links. All right. Here you go. Comparisons to other indigenous populations. This is important for y'all to get. Indigeneity with admixture. Many indigenous populations globally have experienced some degree of genetic mixing with outsiders due to historical interactions. For example, the indigenous Americans, y'all, have European admixture due to colonization, but remain indigenous. Sub-Saharan Africans have small traces of Eurasian ancestry from ancient migrations, but their cultures are still firmly African. Similar ancient Egyptians remain indigenous to Africa despite limited genetic mixing with non-African populations. Misconceptions about indigeneity. Eurocentric narratives. Claims that ancient Egyptians were not indigenous often stem from attempts to diminish African contribution to global civilization. These narratives misuse evidence of genetic admixture to argue for external origin, Chief X, of Egyptian culture, which is not supported by archaeological and cultural evidence. Holistic approach is needed. Genetics is only one part of the damn story. Indigeneity is primarily defined by the origins of a civilization, culture, language, social development, all of which are African in its case conclusion. Ancient Egyptians are still indigenous to Africa. The limited genetic input from outside Africa does not overshadow their African cultural and biological roots. Ancient Egyptians arose from a unique environmental and cultural conditions of the Nile Valley, building on thousands of years of African innovation and adaptation. The presence of external influence reflects Egyptians' role as crossroads, but does not change the fundamental African identity. Gullah, got something to say? Anybody?
It's done, man. I mean, this is a great show.
Great show.
Sunday we're
Yeah,
gonna get it cracking.
show. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a lot of stuff cracking, man. It was a great show, man.
Yeah,
Great
we're going Samada Kiata.
Oh yeah, that's that's legendary.
Mm-hmm. Makes for everybody right. Anyway, man, we appreciate you allowing us to use your content. KingsMonologue. I hope you hold true to your word. And you know what? I appreciate the show, man. I hope everybody understand that, man. Hit the Cash App going out the door, man. Show some love, man. Go ahead and join the channel too, man. Let me drop a link for you to join the channel. We're gonna have some start producing some videos that everybody just can't get to, man. Definitely gonna do that, man. Let me see here. 1 second. All right, let me drop this link for y'all, man. All right, it's been a good show, man. Went right to it, yo. I see you, Batal, man. Appreciate you getting in. Block Pseudokiller Army, man. Discreet, man. Bantu Power, man. Wop Funk, appreciate you, man. Astro 87, man. Bantu Power, everybody, no matter what you say, no matter what you think. Yo, we did what we supposed to do. JD, all right, I see you, man. We did what the hell we supposed to do, man. Y'all go ahead and support the channel, man, for $2.99 a month, man. Get you that extra content, all right? Man, y'all can also go to the store. Let me see. Real quick. Whoa. I'll get to the store. That's not what I'm doing, right? We got all the shirts for you. Let's see. It's something to keep the thing moving a little bit so we can do these shows on a regular basis, man. So y'all can do the critique that y'all need to do. Y'all can use my content, talk shit, do whatever you want. Just don't lie on me. But I ain't never tripping off the use of the content. You know what I'm saying, yo? So we ain't never tripping for real. All right. It's been a good long show. We had about 3 hours and 12 minutes, man. We put it together for y'all, man. Y'all know we on this damn ancient tour, man. You go 10,000 BCE ancient tour, man. Crafted by nature. Your nature knows no color, yo. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, bro. And that's how we do it.
I don't know.
All right.
I think I think Bantu Power a fan, bro. Like, look, I'm L3F MTDNA, so I'm not defending any MTDNA. He talking about the U6 guy. He called me U6 guy. Hey, I'm MTDNA L3F. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you ain't got to worry about me, brother.
Yeah, ain't having fun, yo. You know you having fun, yo. That's a little soft style for y'all, man. All those who know, we on a damn ancient tour, yo. For sure. Definitely on an ancient tour. Ancient tour. For sure. On an ancient tour, man. Yeah, man. Ab Juice since 2015, man. Go ahead and get the shirts, man. Get it. That's what it is, man. My favorite right here, man. Look, I'm a dedicated pseudo killer, man. That's what we do. Yeah, we dedicated to killing pseudo-wisms, man. Pseudo killing. Yeah, dedicated pseudos, yo. Dangerous, bro. We seen it all unlocked during the daggone pandemic, bro. Boy, how many people lost their lives based off of bad information? Damn, Gozy, what we did, yo, without us, bro. We had to come save ourselves, and then didn't we, bro?
Most definitely.
Dang, we ain't get no help. Boy, it called me everything under the sun, yo. Everything under the sun. Goodness gracious, man. Goodness gracious.
The pseudos, they evolve, bro. He'll be all right. The more he researched, the more he'll realize. You just got to give him time. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, we need no pseudo around here, yo. We ain't doing it, yo. And it ain't no. I'm pretty sure he don't agree to nothing we just said, but that's okay. That black on black type. That black on black type right there. I know you can't see it, but you can see it. That black on black type. Red is tight. So, we ain't, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, bro. I already know it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Man, no going. Dedicated pseudo killer. Dedicated. I can hear him now. Why don't you get this? Why don't you get it? Man, come on with that, man. It's all good. Any of y'all can stand the way it is. You be scared the way it is. No religion. Man, don't wear that. Scared to death. Coming in all colors. Yeah, we just wanted to go ahead and you know, pop that in for a minute. And just specifically for this winter, yo, that design gonna be gone after the winter, yo. It is what it is. All right. Look, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. I appreciate everybody that came through, man. What's up, hits, man? I want everybody to enjoy their Thanksgiving, man. I'm gonna be live tomorrow too, man. Might start my atheist thing early. Enjoy your holidays, man. And I think it's just important, man. Appreciate you. Goes, you got anything to say? Yo, appreciate you hanging out, bro.
I appreciate you for allowing me to come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep rocking.
What that? What's your comment? Disappeared after we said that. He left.
I think Gullah working. I think he working. That's why he going in and out.
No, Gullah ain't left. Gullah, you still here, right?
Yeah, I'm still. I was just moving. I was trying to move in the groove. I was got to clean up.
Oh yeah. Wait, we talking about Kwame left.
I was talking about Kwame.
Gone. Damn, bro. Say Kwame Raw. Where has anyone said that Antonio Farmer's gay? Said, where is he at? He disappeared.
He didn't like the answer.
Here you go. We got, look, we see it, ladies and gentlemen, right here. He said, basis of melanin telephone came to Egypt. Okay. And he disappeared after that. Any more comments after that? Nope, he ran. Gone.
It's uncomfortable.
Crazy.
It's very uncomfortable.
Very got uncomfortable with that, didn't he?
Yeah. He did like the Pac-Man.
Man, hit the cash app. Let me see. Did we get any cash? Nope. Sorry, yo, we enjoyed the show. That was a free show for y'all. That was the good show for y'all. And to do the good show, man. Y'all can go back over here, get all the notes, man. All sourced up material, man. Yeah, man. Let's see. Bam. I want to get this in here. All sourced up material. God damn. Okay. Man. Hey. All right, man. Hey, Miss Bennett, appreciate that. That's love right there. All right, appreciate that. Isaiah Reed, appreciate that. And Miss Bennett, appreciate that. And y'all know, man, doing our thing, man. Yeah, we'll be back doing what we gotta do, man. Keeping it all right. And man, y'all know what it is, man. We're enjoying this moment we got, and we're gonna keep teaching, bro. With that.
Yeah, we rolling G3 the hard way. Legacy we claim. Unlocking Kemet's wisdom, they remember our name. I'm the God killer from the streets, no shame. Dive in the mental meta, unleash the ancient flame. Pseudos fall back, they can't comprehend. Real ones rise up, knowledge never ends. Free the hard way, we break the chains. Unlocking secrets, no more mundane. Kemet's power running through our veins. Pseudo killers slave while we stake our claims.
And with that, we out.